Hey you guys, what's up? All right, now that we split the party up, we're gonna look at the perspective of Ephraim and Achuik here. One quick thing before we start, we only have a limited amount of time to play, and also I'm really sick, but we really wanted to play, so excuse all the coughing and wheezing I'm gonna do during this. Okay, so
we need a new DMs because this one's not. So.
Sailing away from Slugladop, you see the fires in the distance sort of fade away as you move away from the Demon Lord.
Are we still going off the current?
Into darkness. Yep, y'all are just sailing. It's just completely
No,
dark.
I meant from like when he hit us, because there's like no wind on Dark Lake.
Yeah.
That's true. Alright, so you have level 2 madness, I have level 1.
Yes.
This is exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, does Shushar have any madness?
So you actually look around,
Shushar was born
looking for Shushar, and he's not around you. You could have sworn that he was right next to you, but as you look around, he's not there. So I think you begin to attribute this to madness. Like, some of these things that are happening are because of the effects that the Underdark is having on you, but basically all you know is it's just you two. You figure out as things quiet down.
Can I do a investigation check to see if he's around?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So 20, not nat, but...
He's under one of the seats.
Yep, so you look around your little ship, and he is not there.
Shit, okay. What's on the ship, since I...
So,
Because we just grabbed
the
like,
ship
fishing
itself,
rod, right?
It's a little fishing rig. It's a small, probably 3-passenger little dinghy with, in the back of it you can see there's a little, like, wooden crate. Inside is fish that they've been gathering from the Dark Lake.
Sick, we have food.
We won't
Yeah.
starve.
So can somebody roll a d4 for me?
I have my ring of fire, so we can cook the fish.
3.
Yep, so you have 3 days rations of fish in that little crate
Like for
there.
both of us?
Um,
Or just like...
each of you will take a day's ration, so there's a
Alright,
day,
a day
there's
and a
3 days of rations in there.
Oh, okay.
If you want some of my bones,
Yeah.
I got 18 pounds.
Okay. So I have a question for y'all. Who is, I guess, guiding the ship?
Who has the highest intelligence?
I
Seven.
have...
I mean, like, who has the highest? I mean, I'm proficient in navigation.
Then you should be navigating.
Like, I'm proficient in water vehicles.
Well, then yes, you should be navigating.
You should be a sea captain.
Mhm.
I can't tell if this is giving me PTSD or like some
I
happy
think you're
stuff.
excited.
So can you roll a survival check for me?
Oh, I'm good at survival.
I have +2.
I have +3.
Also, what pace are y'all moving?
Nat 20.
I rolled first. I'm sorry.
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 9, but you rolled a nat 20.
Okay. Are y'all moving at a slow, normal, or fast pace?
Say normal.
It's like medium pace.
Medium pace.
Okay, so at a 9, you begin to realize as you guys are sailing that you think you've passed 1 or 2 of the same columns before, and you realize that like the past, hour that you guys have been spending escaping,
Yeah.
you're lost. Lost in the Dark Lake.
Do you have a god that you can pray
Can you
to?
also explain to me
No.
what light sources you're using?
My
to
mace.
see? Okay, I figured that's what it was. I just wanted to ask.
I can light myself on fire.
That's okay. I think we're good. Yeah, so your mace is fine, and it's infinite, I'm pretty sure, since it's magic.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, it is.
Let's go.
Got him. Okay. So, do y'all have any kind of strategy moving forward, being lost in the Dark Lake?
What I'm gonna do, I'm just to make sure that we don't just like paddle in this like in circles and shit.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna get under, not under, but onto the back of the boat, stick my legs just kind of straight, and then have my tail act as kind of the rudder.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay.
So I'm gonna make sure that like we know exactly where we're going. We're not gonna go anywhere fast, but at least we know that we're heading in like one direction.
Okay.
Maybe.
You have advantage. You have advantage on the next survival check you have when you do navigating the boat.
Okay.
Okay. What about you, Ephraim? Are you gonna do anything?
Just gonna stand up front and do this.
I would do that, but
You probably have a lot of free time right now, considering
yeah.
any kind of talking or anything that y'all want to do.
Talk to me.
Well, I kind of rolled a nat 20, so I kind of want to like use that for something. I used it for a survival check, but I don't know if we're gonna count that. So
I'm not gonna count it. I didn't tell you to roll it.
Essential. I'm trying to think of a way out of here. Is okay.
I mean, maybe we could try and flag people down. I mean, I don't know how.
You haven't seen anyone yet.
So, Mark, do you think I've got a lot of arrows? Do you think we could somewhat see how far in front by lighting some arrows and shooting them and just seeing if we can see something?
Yeah, we could try and do that.
Because I've got 80 arrows. So
Yes,
I'm not gonna.
You have 80 matches.
I mean, I've got my mace. Can I just light the arrows with my mace?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is the mace on fire or is it glowing?
The mace was described as
You mean it's
a
like
lighting
a
with
green
green
flame?
fire. With
Green
green
fire.
It's a green
okay.
flame.
Well, then, yeah.
I think there's a miscommunication there,
Yeah.
but yeah, it alights with green flame. That's
It's
what
like-
does
it's
the
like-
fire
yeah,
damage.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's,
So I think so. Yeah,
and how
you can do
far is
that.
the range on? Because it's just a hand crossbow.
Just try and shoot
Unless
like
you think you
45
can throw it
degrees.
There's an effective
I
range.
could
No, if you throw the arrow farther.
There's an
it's
effective
your-
range and a non-effective range. If you find the non-effective range, I'll just let you roll and fire that because you're not trying to hit anything.
Okay, yeah, I'm not
So-
trying to.
So it'll fire as far out as the non-effective range.
Okay, so what would that be? Would that just be?
It'd be in the somewhere there. Pull up weapons and we'll continue to move onward.
Okay.
Yeah. So as you guys begin to sail, just kind of blind, it seems to become apparent to you that, like, why it's called Dark Lake. In that
Yeah, yeah.
it's not just called Dark Lake because it's dark. However, it's dark in that people lose their way like this all the time. You must think because there's no way of even telling where
like
you
no
are.
landmarks or anything.
Yeah, there's really nothing. It's really
it's like
just
literally like a
nothing.
lake with like no trees really.
And it's known for this. And you guys begin to pass these different markings. These different markings that you've heard are rumored. You, Ephraim, have heard were made by the Duergar in an attempt to guide people through the Dark Lake. But those are long, not used anymore, and only Duergar would really know what they mean, anyways, and that sort of thing. You even begin to notice as different creatures begin to pass you by. You guys sort of get on your guard, but they seem to avoid you. In that they must be lost themselves.
Oh, no.
You see a lot of those giant manta ray things that were killing the Quotoa in Slubladop as you guys came out. But they obviously aren't demon tainted. They aren't frothing with blood and killing people. They're just moving underneath y'all. And
Is there anybody that we pass by that we think we could communicate with?
as soon as he sends out the arrow, I'll let you know. So that was the first day, by the way. You guys were just sailing sporadically the first day. So go ahead and tick off day of ration.
Yeah, it doesn't say. Yeah, this is gonna be an editing sec because we don't have. Also, I don't know if you.
It should. Hold on, let me show you.
But because it
I'll
said
show
it's
you
supposed
what
to
it
be
says.
2 numbers, but I don't see which numbers.
Yeah,
are.
I see it. Hold on. Let me show it to you. So it says range 30/120. So that means
Okay.
30 is the effective range where you can fire without disadvantage, and 120 is the non-effective range where you have to fire with disadvantage. So you can fire 120 feet.
Essentially, yeah, because I'm not trying to hit.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So make sure you tick off a day of ration.
Well, we're just using the shit from the basket, so I mean.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. We have 1 pound of fish left.
Mhm.
Oh boy.
Okay, so do I have to roll anything or do I just
To hit? No, I mean you're just firing.
shooting,
You're just
okay.
firing randomly. So you
So-
fire.
Do a 360. Spin the circle.
I'm just gonna do like a real quick thing where I do it like if I'm at the front of the ship or what I think is in the direction that we're going. I just go 1, 2, 3, but I'm
Okay.
obviously I reload.
Okay.
But like, yeah, 45-degree angle, try and get that maximum.
Okay. So on the first shot, it fires out, it sails through a couple columns, and it actually splinters into a column that you didn't see, and it breaks apart.
Does it happen to catch the column on fire?
No.
That's an omen.
The second shot you fire sails through the air, and as it's moving in its arc, you can see a boat way far off, probably about 100 feet off, as it enters
I
the water.
immediately start kicking
And
that
then
way.
the third shot you fire off sails, and you don't see anything, and it goes into the water.
Okay.
Alright, well,
So this is
keep
this
shooting
is
in that direction.
I'm assuming that y'all haven't slept yet or anything.
Well, I kind of want to see it.
Yeah.
No, we haven't.
Okay.
We haven't.
But it's okay, we're mad.
Just keeping that in mind.
We can.
Well, if we fall asleep, then we're just gonna drift off somewhere because we don't have anything to lay anchor.
Mm-hmm.
Or we can
Okay.
tie ourselves to one of the pillars.
Spill
I
water.
no. I wouldn't advise you for that. So yeah, I then I light another one and shoot it straight ahead as we're moving towards.
Yep. So this time you fire and it arcs through the air, and the boat seems to be closer to you. You can actually make out some small-looking figures coming towards your way.
Shushar,
Hello.
Shushar, are you on that boat?
No, nothing comes back. Nothing comes back your way.
We keep having
Okay,
this-
how close do you think? Because if
They
so,
were
I'd kinda
they
like
were
to
about 80 feet off. They're about 80 feet off.
shoot. Okay, well I want to shoot again.
Okay.
So that'll be down to 75 arrows.
Alright, well, we're still paddling towards them.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
Okay, what happens after that?
All right.
that
So
one?
your
Does that
third
just-
shot, they're about 60 feet off, and you see the one in the front pretty clearly. It's waving. It looks to be some kind of dwarf in the front waving.
Like an actual
And-
door?
Well, you can't tell
Oh.
right now.
Ooh, wait.
But it
Like
seems to
a-
have a dwarf figure, and it's waving with its arms like this over its head
Could be a door.
at you guys.
Can we be able to roll a perception on what we see, or are we not close enough?
Yeah, go ahead. Roll for that brief second where the arrow's in the air. Go ahead.
So 12 or 13.
Yeah, so it's really hard to see, especially at that small like glimpse. It's really hard to find out those details. So all you know is that it looks like a dwarf.
Okay, take your weapon out, but don't show it to them. Just we want to be ready if this gets out of hand.
Well, I've had both of my weapons in hand,
I was
so
talking in the third person.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna fire. So 60 feet away. Okay, wait, what's
Yep.
the range again? Let's see.
30 feet effective, and then
Okay.
120.
So I'm gonna try and do it again.
Okay,
One more.
go ahead.
Okay.
So you fire again, and this time it arcs through the air a bit. Arcs through the air a bit, and you see that there's about 4 of these dwarves on the ship, and they in fact are Duergar. You can see the gray on their skin and the white beards that come down. They're all wearing these blocky, black stonish armor that is on them all. And you don't really get to see what kind of weapons they're holding or anything like that, but the one is still waving his arms at y'all. He doesn't look like he's gonna attack.
no. I speak Goblin and Draconic.
So does anybody?
I speak like 1/3 of Undercommon.
Okay, you speak 1/3 of Undercommon, and he speaks.
I speak brief, but like it's not.
You know
much.
phrases.
Yes, I know phrases.
Okay.
One thing I would like to do is
Ask if they
I see that I have a cantrip to see for 8 hours of 60 feet of dark vision.
Okay.
So I'd like to use that.
Okay.
And since
Yeah.
we're
So go
about-
ahead. Go ahead.
Since
So
we're
you do
about
that.
Yeah.
So now you could clearly see though. This is what looks to be some kind of transit ship that they're on, and it's much finer crafted than the little keel boat that y'all are on, and it holds about probably 6 to 10 people. But there's only about 3 or 4 of these Duergar on that ship, and they're sailing. And it looks to be that what's in the back of their ship is a bunch of mining equipment. It's like pickaxes and different explosive material for mining and different unrefined ores and stuff like that. So the Duergars themselves, they are wearing armor though. They're wearing their black stone-clad armor, and they all have war picks in their hand, which you recognize from being in the city of Gracklstugh. It's a type of weapon that they all are proficient with. You only see about three of them. There's 3 Duergar in the
Well, you
ship.
said there were 4.
Yeah, but I changed my mind. It's dark. So the one in the front is waving, and he begins to speak at y'all as it comes in. It's basically, it sounds like.
As we're getting closer,
So-
I do want to inform Marv because Marv can't see him. Or do you have dark vision?
I do not.
Okay, yeah.
But you have that maze. What's the range on the maze?
It's probably
what's
not
the range
big.
of a normal torch?
I don't know. Let's see.
Well, then I don't know.
Let's see. It doesn't say.
So the boat begins to come closer up until the point where it's meeting y'all. So you're all in range. You all see the same thing.
Okay.
Okay.
You're currently side by side, and it's still the one in the front seems to be the leader is trying to communicate with you guys. So the only real phrases that you can pick up is the word long and the word two.
Do they happen to say Gracklstugh?
So you say Gracklstugh?
Yeah.
Okay. So the one in the front actually gets into your ship, leaves his ship and gets into your ship, and the other
put
one
away
gets
my
into your
hand
ship
crossbow.
as well.
I put away my hand
There's
crossbow.
one that's kind of holding the oars that's keeping the ship there,
Okay.
but there's 2 of them in your ship, and they're looking at you guys up and down like with marvel. They've never seen anything like you guys. Like they're looking at all of your scales on your arms, and they're
Hold up,
looking-
wait. What are scouts dressed like? Like druid scouts, because if they have something to cover my arm.
Druid scouts.
Yeah, or drow
Drow
scouts.
scouts. They all wear the same type of like black leather drow gear. That's
But does it
infused
cover
with,
my
like,
arms?
spider stuff.
Because if not, I think I can
Are you wearing that armor?
Yeah, because whenever Lucilius and I
They know
jump
that
in-
you're not a drow.
Well, yeah, but I'm
obviously.
still in drow scout uniforms.
I mean, it doesn't register much for them. But they look at all of you up and down, especially you, and they're like measuring like your arms and your legs and
I'm
like
gonna start flexing.
yeah. So I need someone to roll a perception check.
How about you
plus
take this
2.
one? Yeah, I have +1.
16.
Actually gonna roll a stealth check real quick for no reason. Okay. So you see one of them takes out some kind of syringe out from the back, like of his pocket. And do you
I'm
want to
sure
react?
that has nothing to do. No, I instinctively just like grab at his beard.
Okay. Roll initiative. And we don't need pieces for this.
Okay.
So we're gonna
Fuck.
have.
Oh god.
So we're gonna do Duergar 1 and Duergar 2.
9.
17. Okay. So we got you boys. Can you hand me my pencil back? Thanks.
That was almost a really good catch.
So Chewit got 17
Yes.
and Ephraim got 9.
All I did was
Yep.
grab his beard. I was just stroking it casually.
Well, I was about to put on cordon of arrows if he was gonna move any closer. So,
Can I try and defuse the situation by just kind of like stroking his beard?
You can try, but that'll be your turn.
What do I have to roll?
And since since y'all reacted, I'll let them be surprised.
Okay.
So you're up first. Roll a persuasion check. Yeah. Just to show them like, hey, calm down. We're just friends.
19?
It's a 16.
Wait, you said persuasion, right? Oh,
I
I was
did.
thinking
A
perception.
16.
Okay, so
I'm like touching his beard with both hands. I'm like, it's so soft.
okay,
It's
so
soft.
so you do that, and he jerks back, like in like what are you doing?
Flattered.
And yeah, that was your turn. You don't know if it had any effect or not.
Okay.
You can't tell. You've never been, you've never experienced these kinds of people before.
I got you.
From Europe next.
Oh.
I just made a diplomatic kind of.
I'd like to use my bonus action first to say Gracklstugh and see if they respond again,
Okay.
and before I make my attack.
Okay. So you say that in what language?
Undercommon, because I feel like if I've done
So you
business
know that.
in the
You know-
Undercommon, I
you
know
know
how to
what
say Gracklstugh is.
Yeah. So you know that. So you say Gracklstugh, and they begin to hear it, and it just kind of, it's like they go like, oh yeah, like they don't change their body position in any way. They don't really react to it. They just kind of nod like yes, Gracklstugh.
I know, right? Can we just
Then I kind of want to I just kind of want to be defensive. Like
Okay.
I don't attack, but I just stay and see because I know they're good with war picks.
Yep.
So I kind of want to just.
And they have
ready.
lovely beards.
They do have lovely beards. They 100% have the best beards.
So
Alright,
yeah,
so
that's
that's
my
your
turn.
Okay. So the one that's nearest to you is going to take its syringe and stab it into you. And I need
Is
you.
that like a roll to hit?
Yeah, I'm rolling to hit right now.
Okay.
Let me check real quick. What's your armor class?
It's 19.
Yeah, so it goes to stab it into you and it breaks off your scales. And it just kind of looks at you like this is bad.
Flexes.
And now you're back up.
It's my turn?
Yeah, because you had a surprise round and now this is the way that the initiative's going.
Okay. Is he still holding the broken syringe in his hand?
Yeah.
Okay, so can I roll to try and take that from him?
Yeah, go ahead. So it'd be sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand?
Or you can grapple him to take it from him without sleight of hand.
So that'll be 2 rolls.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just
He
do-
can resist a grapple, but if you sleight of hand, then he won't
I'm gonna
resist
just do
that.
sleight of hand.
Out of curiosity,
So,
is there only one with the syringe, or do they all have them, or do both of them have them?
You
Well,
need
I
to
saw
roll
one take it out.
a perception check for that.
Can I do that now, or while I'm okay? Yeah.
Alright, well, I'm using one of my inspiration to re-roll that.
Okay, go ahead.
5.
If it's on them, you don't see it.
Okay.
Okay. That's better. Well, it's better. 14.
Yep, so you grab it out of his hand.
Yeah.
There's not much else to say about that. You grab it out of his hand.
And I smash it on his mouth.
Okay, so you smash
Yeah,
it
that's
into
okay.
him. I need you to roll attack.
Okay.
Roll attack and add your strength.
Attack at strength 18.
Okay. Yep. So you definitely hit. You take the small dwarf in your hand and just cram it into him, and the
In a nice
glass
way.
does begin to cut at his mouth.
Oh.
But
I was just gonna get him to bite it.
the what was in that potion definitely gets into his system,
Yeah.
and you see his eyes begin to flutter, and he passes out onto your boat.
Oh, that's all we were gonna do? We were just gonna pass out?
Yeah. So he's unconscious currently.
I don't want to be drugged.
I know, but I thought this was gonna
Kill
it's like
us?
acid.
Oh, you
so
thought
he-
we were gonna
Oh,
have like
shit.
level 3 madness? Is that what you
He
thought?
becomes unconscious.
Oh,
Yeah. So anything else you want to do on your turn?
me?
I try and intimidate the other guy.
Because
I
you
just-
just,
I just-
well,
I
actually,
just-
you sleight of handed and then you attacked. So that was
Yeah.
your turn. Huh?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So next up is not you. It's the other Duergar near you, the second one, and it's going to take its war pick out and swing at you. So let's get.
I'm prepared to attack though, so I don't know if that adds any advantage or disadvantage on him. Because that was what I used my.
Let me think.
I was like defensive, ready to fight.
Yeah, so I'll take off points for a parry. Does that sound good?
That works.
Like whatever I roll, I'll take off. Like how much damage do you deal?
My
normally?
my mace deals. It's a 1d6 plus 2.
1d6
Fire.
plus 2. Okay, so I'll
Two
take
fire.
off. I'll take off 8 from the roll. Sound good?
Okay.
Yeah.
That might not be how it works, but that's
It
just
works.
how I'm gonna rule it for
It
now.
works.
So what's your armor class?
15.
Yep. So as he heaves his war pick into you, you bring your mace up, and it clinks right in the spot in between, like at the arch, and you pull it down into the boat, basically. So you nullify
I've
his
disarmed
attack.
him.
Yeah, his war pick's on the ground. His hands are free. Good move. Next up is Ephraim.
I'd essentially like to just take my mace and just like knock the wind out and just push him down on the boat.
Go ahead.
So, oh shit, 12. I don't know if that hits.
Okay. Yeah, so you try and knock the wind at him with it, but you misunderstood or misaccounted for how thick this armor is that they're wearing, and so you push it into them and it just gets off of them. Yeah,
Shit.
He gets him off.
it just stinks off of him, basically. It does get him off. He loves
It's
the
like,
battle.
oh, my armor.
He loves
It's so
battle.
good.
Okay, so the unconscious dwarf is next, or the Duergar, and he doesn't respond. And then a Chewing, you're up next again.
Okay. Well,
So the third one in the boat is actually going to get up and is going to act this turn.
Okay, I run up to the one that was trying to, the one that Ephraim just disarmed, and I'm gonna try and sleight of hand for another syringe.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
On him.
We don't know if he has one though, but
Well,
I
I
will
know,
try.
but like, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
search in his pockets.
Yeah, good idea.
Either way, I'll find
Okay, so
something.
you need to do investigation, and
Investigation.
he's gonna have an attack on you since you're trying to like rub up and down him, but he don't.
Okay,
he's
yeah,
got
I
his
get that. Okay, investigation, 17.
Okay. Oh yeah, he missed his attack. So you basically aggressively like grab into his pockets, and you find the syringe pretty easily and rip it out. As he does, he tries to hit you, but like it's just kind of like the most pathetic like punch you've ever seen. And he's shocked as well because he's probably known as like a pretty beefy guy in his day.
Okay, so was that a bonus action or a main action?
The investigation.
That was bonus.
That was bonus?
Slight.
Alright, I'm gonna use my main
Whatever,
action
sure, why
to
not?
try and stab it into his neck.
Yeah, so roll attack and add strength.
I'm gonna use my other inspiration.
Oh boy.
Now I'm down to 0. But
So go ahead.
okay. That's fucking worse. That is 6.
Yep, so wind back and try and crush the syringe on him like really viscerally. You miss and it's hit right into the boat. The syringe shatters in your hand.
Shit.
As it does. You don't take any damage from the glass or anything, but it shatters in your hand, spills in the boat.
Okay.
Alright, so next up is the Duergar in the ship, and it has...
It's spilled onto the boat.
It's
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to pull its
Slurp it.
javelin. It's going to pull its javelin and throw its javelin at Ephraim here. So, does an 11 hit?
No. I just tried to roll a 13 to like deflect it anyway. I don't know if I can do that, but
No, you already used that.
okay.
You have to re-enter that stance.
Okay.
Yeah, so it throws a javelin at you and misses. And for some reason, a fourth javelin comes after a Chewik. And you don't really see where it's from, but yeah, does a 18 hit?
No.
Okay, so yeah. Fourth javelin comes in and almost hits you. You don't know where it was from.
The front
Okay.
of my head couldn't stand up.
Next up is the Duergar on the ground, the second one. And he is going to get up and try and grab his war pick, so that's an attack of opportunity for you.
I'd like to just, I don't know how big the boat is, but I'm going to tackle him and prevent him from getting it.
Okay,
Stomp on his neck.
if you tackle him, it'll disrupt the boat. But you can hit him if you want, and that'll be fine. Because he's already jumping onto the other side of the boat, basically. So that's already moving it enough. If you jump, it'll really move the boat. You might take in water.
Okay, reset that out, because if not, I kind of like to, if he's like jumping for it, I kind of like, if he's already in the air, I'd like to just swing my mace down, like hit him on the ground.
Listen, so he gets up and dives for the war pick from one side of the boat to the other. That moves the boat a certain amount. If you tackle him as well, that's going to move it enough to where water takes in.
Can I do it to where while he's mid-jump, I just swing my mace on his
absolutely.
back?
You can attack and it won't do anything. Oh no. Oh no. So you had this image in your head perfectly. You were like, oh, this is great. I'm going to just crush down on him with my mace. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. So you actually wind back, and as you come down, you really don't know what happened, to be honest.
It was the badness.
Somehow you missed. Nobody knows how. You would never be able to tell your kids how you missed that shot. And then as you're swinging down, you hit yourself in the knee. So roll your damage for the mace. And add the fire damage as well, since it's light.
8.
8, so go ahead and take 8 damage, big boy.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, that's fun. Where's it?
Alright. So that was an attack of opportunity, though. So now it's your turn. He successfully reached his war pick, and yeah, that was his turn.
Right, just the one that's unconscious is just unconscious, right?
Mm-hmm.
How close is he to the edge?
Who? The one that got his war pick? He's on the edge. He's like back against it, basically.
I want to essentially hit him with my mace till he falls overboard.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. That'd be a normal attack, and I'd count it as non-lethal, and I wouldn't count the fire damage.
That was not even a roll. What the hell?
You can redo that because it was on the mat. Do it on the table from now on. Same number. Alright.
So 5, but...
Yep, so increasingly pissed from hitting yourself in the knee, you wind back and try and basically push him with it, but you didn't realize that he's a dwarf, and so he's a lot smaller. You try and push it, it's an awkward angle. You just kind of bump him, and he just kind of looks at you like, bitch, I'm about to kill you. Right.
That's what happens when I try to
New
be a
round?
good guy.
Yes.
New round, it chokes up.
Okay, bonus action. I toss a potion of greater health
Thank
to
you.
Elliot.
Thank you. How much is that?
I'll let it happen since y'all are struggling.
How
And
much
the
is
odds
it?
are against you for sure.
How much is it? How much is it like for health?
Oh, I think it's just like 1d8 because it's a greater health.
I don't know the numbers. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I think it's 2d8
It's 2d8.
because it's greater. It's usually 2.
Okay.
The original was like 2d4 plus something, 2d6 plus something, 2d8
okay,
plus
okay.
something.
Well,
Alright, well now I only have 1 greater.
well, thanks, Marv.
Dude, I'm doing this purely out of selfishness because I don't think I can take them all by myself.
True. Survival instincts.
And plus, I've become accustomed to you a little bit. Okay, so I see the one that was jumping into our boat,
Okay. Yep.
right? Can I walk over to him?
Wait, the one that jumped into your
The
boat?
one that jumped into our boat, yeah.
Yeah, the one that's on the edge right now that just got
Yeah.
bumped.
Well, no, because I thought there was.
No, one's unconscious and one also jumped in with him.
He's talking about the one that just jumped in, not the
Yeah,
one
I'm
that
the one
took
that
his
just
war
jumped in.
pick. Not
Yeah.
the...
No, they're still in their boat.
Oh,
They're
wait.
throwing javelins from their boat.
Oh,
Sorry, I didn't
thought
really
that-
specify.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna take the one that he just.
Yeah, there's not enough room in y'all's boat for that.
Alright, I was gonna grab him by the back of the head and then rub his face on the
Oh,
bottom
my
of the
goodness.
boat, trying to get some of that syringe sauce.
Alright, so you grab the one at the edge.
Yeah.
I need you to make a grapple check.
Oh shit. Okay.
You got this. You can't roll worse than me.
Okay. I rolled a 13.
Yep, you succeed.
Okay, thank God. Okay, so, and I rub his face on the bottom of the boat,
Oh,
trying to get
gross.
some of that sauce.
Alright, so as you begin to just brutalize this man, and rub his face in the syringe sauce, you can see he's like resisting, and then he slowly begins to stop. And then just passes out on the deck of your boat.
Hey, I
Okay.
think you might like that one, that war pick that he's got.
You can see all that stuff like smeared all over his face, and
Looks like
it's
wood.
probably got his wood and cuts. It probably got into his cuts before it got into his mouth. Ephraim, you're up.
I'd like to use my bonus action to just switch out from my mace to my hand crossbow and then fire it at.
Yeah,
just
okay,
throwing.
go ahead.
Uh,
So you fire at the one in the boat?
yeah. But that's the
That
wrong
was the
guy.
wrong guy.
Oh my god.
Alright, yep, so you whip it out, fire, fucking miss.
What are the chances of that?
Well, the boats are moving, so that's what you kind of attribute it to in your mind, but really you're just
But
missing.
really, it's
The boats are really
three
long,
fours in a
just
row.
All right,
Three fours
The
in a
Chewik is
row.
up next.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, well,
So these Duergar look like they're gonna start. Like the one in the boat is gonna start running away.
running away, like paddling away?
Yeah, he puts his javelins down and he's gonna start paddling away. So what do you do?
Okay.
Can we like react and try and jump on his boat? Cause like
Yeah. I jump onto that motherfucker.
Go ahead.
Okay.
You do that.
What
It's
if-
still close. It's still hooked up
Okay,
to
okay,
that
okay.
ship.
And I choose to become,
enraged. No.
odds are, they have like a map or something.
That's what
So-
I just want it because it's a bigger and nicer boat that'll
It's a
last
bigger,
long.
nicer boat, yeah.
That'll actually like be useful.
So really all we need is one of them.
Yes.
Or two of them, since two are unconscious.
Yeah.
So, I'm just gonna go full lethal right now.
That works.
Okay, I become enraged.
Okay.
Okay, I become enraged, and I go to bite one of the dudes.
Okay.
It's like in the neck.
The one. Yeah.
Yeah. Alright,
Is this a Hungry Jaws or is this a normal bite? Oh, it's a 1?
No. This was a 20.
Ooh, shit.
Not a nat 20, but a 20.
Okay.
Okay.
You hit.
So I hit him.
Yeah.
This is a regular bite.
Yep.
Regular bite. Okay. I'm anxious. Why is there no d6 in that spot? Can I have a d6? Okay. Alright, well I did 6 damage. And that. And then Hungry Jaws is a bonus action.
Okay, yep. So 6 damage and then the bonus action.
Bonus. Oh, wait. Actually, 8 damage because I'm enraged.
Yep.
And then the Hungry Jaws, that was, I think, what is that, a 21?
Okay, yep.
Yes. Okay.
Um,
And that's 2 plus 5 plus, so that was 9.
so 9 more damage?
Yes.
Boy. Okay, so he is bleeding bad after all these bite attacks that you're just sinking into his neck, and he begins to, react initially how he would as a warrior, but as he begins, as you're biting him, you can see that, there is fear in his eyes, and he is petrified. He can't move. He's now entered the state of frightened.
Can I just yell at him to stay out?
So, on his turn, he is going to try and attack you, but he is disadvantaged. Oh yeah, he rolled a 1, and so he just kind of goes up and tries to push himself away from you in the most feeble effort, doesn't succeed at all. He is scrambling for life at this point, bleeding out of his neck and his shoulders. But you begin to look, and while he was carrying one oar on one side of the boat, the other oar begins to pick itself up and start paddling in the water, basically. And so the boats begin to move away 5 feet as this guy is this oar is just rapidly.
But he's in that boat, right?
I'm in the boat.
He's in that boat.
So, so I'll be able to get it back.
Yep. Next up is Ephraim.
Is it just me alone with
The 2 unconscious.
The 2 unconscious ones.
I'm gonna pull out my dagger and just slit one of their throats.
Okay, you do that. Easy move. Power play.
Do I have to roll for that? Or
Nope,
okay.
you just do it.
Hold up. Are we keeping any hostage?
We need to keep.
You can't discuss this.
Okay.
Because you're in separate boats and fighting.
No.
No.
Well, hold up. We're 5 feet away. Can we not?
That's
talk?
true, but I'm chowing down. Over
He's
here.
biting currently
Okay.
while you're doing this. And also in the middle of combat. And he's enraged, so he can't really
Okay.
talk.
Then I'm going to. I want to use my mace to break the hands of the other
my
ones,
God.
so then he can't really
Okay, do you turn off the fire for this?
I mean,
We need to see.
can I just step on his hands, or will I break?
Yeah, you can
both?
step on his
I want to just keep stomping on his hands till I hear them crack.
Yeah, so you begin to step on one of them, and then it's definitely, whatever was working there is no longer working the same. And you also begin to step on the second one, and you're still in the middle of breaking that one. It still hasn't given way, because they're wearing gauntlets, so, and that's your turn.
We are brutalizing these guys.
Next up is this is the 5th round, a Chewik.
Okay. I grab the limp body
Okay.
and I bring it over to the one rowing the boat, and I toss it beside him, and I just barely mumble out another common, "You next."
So the oar.
It's an intimidation tactic.
So roll intimidation.
Fuck.
And by the way, this guy that you tossed is not resisting. He's so frightened, he can't resist.
Do you seriously have? Come on,
17.
You
17.
How do you have bad
Oh yeah.
intimidation?
So you do that. The oar begins to row much faster as it's doing that, and that's all you can really see.
Is that like a bonus action or something?
Yeah, that was a bonus action.
Alright,
Well, you picked up the body now. That was
since he
action.
starts, can I use a bonus action and grab the oar?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay.
Why not?
What
Fuck
do
it.
I roll for that?
What'd you roll?
11.
Okay. Add athletics.
Okay. 16.
Alright. Never mind. No. Yeah, you grab it and you can feel that there's resistance on it as if someone else was holding the oar. Yeah. So as you're holding that oar, hands begin to emerge on the oar, and it goes down and you see that the body begins to form. There's another Duergar sitting there, and he was invisible the whole time. He's looking at you, and he is also frightened. Just like clutching the oar, like looking at you, like.
Can I see this at the same time?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
you're
can
like
see it.
5 feet away.
Okay, then I'll wait till it's my turn.
Okay. So they're both gonna roll attacks on you, but with disadvantage.
Okay.
Oh yeah. One rolled a 1. Ooh, and the other rolled a 1. Not really. The other rolled a 14, which doesn't hit.
That's essentially a 1.
18 doesn't hit. Yeah. So they both begin to start slapping at you, hitting you with the war pick, and you're just like smacking it all aside. However, Jim Jar's shield breaks on one of the hits. Jim Jar's shield is now dead.
No! I'm gonna pick up those
definitely
pieces.
It's little small pieces by this point. It shatters. Yeah. Next up is Ephraim.
Okay, yeah. Seeing that there's another Duergar, I'm just gonna go and slit the other one's throat that I just broke his hands.
Okay, that was ridiculous. Okay, go ahead. You slit his throat.
Yes.
I forgot from the last battle, I replaced Jim Jones shields with the metal shield.
How far? Wait, how
Okay.
how
Then
far
it
can I
doesn't
swim?
It doesn't break?
How
You
far
replace
can I
it with the metal
swim?
shield?
Yes.
Then yeah, you're good.
How far can
I
I
remember
swim? And
scratching
how
the
fast is the
giant
boat
writing on
going?
You can swim at half speed unless it says otherwise.
How far away is the boat?
It's 5 feet.
5 feet. It stopped rowing.
That's a goal.
Then I wanna essentially I don't know if I can do this in one turn.
You can probably jump the 5 feet.
But I wanted to kind of take the last day of rations and hold on to them, and then use my mace to light the boat on fire.
Yours?
Yes, and then jump to that one.
Okay.
We can see. If it's a giant boat burning.
So you grab the rations, and I need you to roll a dexterity saving throw. Actually, no, roll athletics to jump.
Athletics. So, 14.
Yep. So you successfully jump onto the other boat. As you're rocking, you stick the mace out onto the wooden keel boat that you were in, and it begins to light a flame.
And you leave the other unconscious guy
Slowly,
over
No, I killed him.
slowly the whole thing begins to light up, and you deliver them a Viking burial for sure. Okay, Achuik is up next.
Okay, well the
So,
one that's like shaking and frightened in front.
They're both like that. They're both frightened.
Since he's in the same boat as me, can I ask him if you have like rope or something?
I don't have rope. I'm just gonna say that
well, I
now.
tied the oar.
I
We
would
talked
rather-
about it prior to the battle.
Well, no, let's just say he asked, and I just said no.
Can I like scavenge around the boat so it's like a net or something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Roll investigation.
Okay. 6.
No, there isn't one. It's all mining tools.
Okay, well I'll use my main action to grab the oar and just beat them both in the head. Just trying to knock them out.
Okay, so roll attack.
I'm just not having it today. 8.
Okay, yeah, so
Are
you
they
wind
frightened?
back.
Do I get advantage? Frightened?
Oh, sick. Just as
So they can't move. They can't defend against it. So you wind back, bonk them both with the oar. They both go unconscious at the same time.
Oh yes.
Also,
Okay.
just for heads up, my mace can light for 20-foot radius.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
So-
Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, so you both get 400 experience points for that.
Level 4.
Nice.
I'll do all the stuff with that later.
Yeah, sounds good.
What's the next?
Do you have a pencil in your bag?
It might be in the zip. So what's the next like XP thing? Or I'll ask you that later.
Yeah, we'll figure it out later after the show.
Editing.
Where is it?
Okay. So now standing there, as there's 2 unconscious Duergar, y'all are inside their boat. You look around their boat; it's actually clad with metal pieces on their boat. It looks I mean, it is a transport ship, but the Duergar do travel pretty, armed and ready.
Okay, so
they ain't fucking around.
so with perception, I roll a 20, not a nat 20, but what do I see on
To
the
do
boat?
what? On the
Just
boat?
look around on the boat.
You
Perception.
roll investigation, so add whatever you roll to investigation.
Oh, well then with investigation, that's a 22.
Okay, so there are. Let me roll for a sec. Hold on. There's 4 crates that are all filled with different mining tools, and there's also 12 crates that or really not even crates. There's just like one big crate that's filled with roughly like. If you picked it up and guessed, it's like over 100 pounds of unrefined iron ore. You recognize it. So yeah.
Do you think we have time to short rest?
Not with these guys still here. Like if.
Oh wait, they're unconscious.
Yeah.
Short rest is only like 5 minutes. You have time to short rest.
Okay.
Okay, well then yeah.
Like you're just sitting there talking about what just happened, pretty much.
I'm gonna roll.
So is there anything like around that we can like tie down these dudes with?
No, not to your knowledge.
Okay.
Knowledge.
Can I empty one of the crates and put them in it?
Wait, question.
For sure, you can do
This
that.
is definitely a weird question, but you said we had to long rest to get back the stuff I lost from the necrotic damage, right? From the last battle,
Yeah.
the big one. Would you have said that we have long rested at some point before we got on this boat? Or
I
at
would
least-
have said that, but if you remember, while y'all were going, I said, okay, like, y'all found that at the end of y'all's day, pretty much. So it's like, y'all are like late into the night right now.
Okay.
So I empty out one of the.
If there is a day night, y'all are underground, but still.
I empty out one of the crates,
Okay.
like with all the mining
Yeah,
equipment.
into the water,
No, into the rest of the
into
boat.
the ship. Okay.
There's already a lot of shit in the boat. Like I'm not adding
Sure.
any more weight.
That's true.
So I take the 2 dwarves, I put them in the crate, and I put the rest of the mining equipment on top of the lid.
So you put the dwarf in the crate.
Put both of them in the crate.
Okay. Yeah. So you do
And
that.
then I put the mining equipment on top of the crate so they can't try and get out.
Okay. Okay. Good move. So you get inspiration. All right. So about 5-10 minutes goes by. Y'all are short.
Okay, well, one thing I want to know is, while we're talking about this, how much can we see? Because I lit the boat on
20
fire.
feet out.
Well, is
y'all-
that adding to any extra? Because if
Have
it's a
y'all
ju-
sailed away from the boat?
well, to my knowledge,
Y'all are just sitting right there,
We're just
huh?
sitting right there. I was wondering how
You drifted
far.
apart another 5 feet just from currents,
Yeah.
but you can see
But how far?
60 feet radius from the
Okay.
burning boat.
Okay.
Can
So
I
what have
roll
you-
a perception
yeah,
to see
yeah,
if
let's
I
roll
see
perception.
anything? And nat 20.
Literally 4.
Okay, so you see some Duergar signs like you've been seeing, but you recall that as they were talking at Undercommon, they said like a word in Undercommon, and you kind of recognize it from your like low study in Undercommon.
But we recognized
as-
from what they said was on sign. Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
you recognize it carved into that stalagmite. And you kind of get a rough idea of where Gracklstugh is. So,
Okay.
like rough idea.
Onwards.
Yeah. So you sail in that direction,
Yes.
but
Did you say
yeah.
no?
So
He said
no. So you guys sail for a good 30 minutes, and the Duergar begin to wake up, and they kind of like struggle against the mining equipment as they see you, and they look at you, and their eyes widen, and they're like, oh, God.
I get next to the crate, I lick my lips, and then I turn around.
Oh, God. Yeah, they're not moving. They're
Okay.
there for their life. As they sit there. You want to do anything?
How far have we gone at this point?
So I need someone to roll survival for who's leading, who's directing the
What's your
ship.
survival?
3 plus 3.
Who's directing the ship?
Well, I'm
I'll let
proficient
you
in-
go
I'm
with
proficient
navigation,
in
so I'll let him
vehicles.
take it. Yeah.
Okay, so
I'll let
roll
him.
survival. Normal pace.
Woo!
I'm guessing. Normal pace.
Alright,
11. Okay, yeah, you know where.
8 actually.
Oh.
Wait.
Well, that changes things. Okay, yeah, you kind of know where you're going.
Okay.
You kind of know where you're going. You get lost a couple times. You think you probably added a day or two on your travels.
Okay, so yeah, we don't see the burning boat anymore.
Definitely don't see
Okay,
the boat
okay.
anymore.
Okay.
So you guys have been traveling for a while now. Probably about 2 or 3 days. Have you guys been feeding your prisoners?
No.
No.
I've been tossing some bones at them.
Okay, so they can't eat those, so they just kind of like wriggle them out of the
Well, I
way.
crack open and let them get the. You have to get the bone
They
marrow.
can't eat that.
They can't eat the bone marrow.
Well, who can eat the bone marrow straight up besides you? So you guys travel for 2 or 3 days. So go ahead and subtract y'all's food rations for those.
Subtract your fish.
Okay.
And your prisoners are
Question,
getting like
do you-
really rowdy, basically, and they actually start to go mad from not eating. They die pretty much from starvation.
And now
You just watch
more
these
bones.
people starve to death.
Well, and meat, because they just died.
more meat and bones.
Oh, it's
Question.
fucked up.
Over these 2 days, can you real quick text me that silence?
So, yeah, and over these next 9 days, you don't find any other boats or anything like that.
Okay.
Can we see anything, like, at all? Because we do have what?
It's just
30-foot range, 20-foot range?
20-foot range. It's just dark water, dark lake water in front of you. But on the 9th day, you guys see what looks to be this large glow in the distance, and you hear this echoing ding, 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 that's sort of moving through the caverns as you guys are approaching this glowing thing. So you recognize that is Gracklstugh. Like, you've gotten there successfully. You've never done it on the Dark Lake before. You did it.
That means we can do it again.
I guess so. I guess that is what that means.
Hey, so am I gonna roll a perception to see if Shushar magically shows up?
No, let's just not worry about Shushar. He'll show us. He'll show himself when he needs to show himself.
When we're ready.
Okay.
Once we have earned.
So you guys begin to pull up towards look to be their docks.
I slowly push the crate with the dead boats like out of.
Good move. And there's different what look to be Duergar ships going by, and they all kind of look at you with these like waning eyes. Like,
So wait, hold up. How much can we
that was a
take?
move.
How much can we carry of the 100 or not? Is it 100 pounds of iron ore?
this
yeah,
is
it's
our
100 pounds of iron ore. So they also
Well-
recognize that, and they're like, okay, fine.
It's our boat. It's our boat now. So if anybody tries to take our ship, we'll just be like, hey, they're taking our
So-
stuff.
After hours of tense navigation, you glimpse an orange glow in the distance. Soon you hear familiar, faint metallic echoes grow louder as you come closer. Already said all that. Firelight illuminates massive columns with structures built around their bases. The cold air of the Underdark is becoming warmer, even at this distance, and you can now see a variety of piers made of zirkwood, stone, and plain rock jutting out along the edge of this huge cavern that you're in. Yep. Yeet. You begin to approach, and there's a bunch of different sort of docks. Is there anyone, like, there's ones that a lot of Duergar are around, and then there's some that are unoccupied.
Let's go to the unoccupied
Is there
one,
a
so
dock?
we can leave shit in our boat.
Yeah, is there a dock with any race other than Duergar on it?
Not that you see immediately.
Okay. I don't know if we can roll like a perception to see if there's.
Although you do see different types of like not Duergar ships. Like they're
Go to
definitely
those.
they're definitely like boats and ships that like weren't made by the Duergar. You
Let's
don't know
go.
who they were made by.
Let's go.
Let's talk near those.
Wait, hold up. Can I roll perception to see if there are any spiders on there?
Oh shit.
Okay.
So yeah, 12.
Yeah, you don't see any spiders. Okay.
So yeah, let's go
What
there.
about pictures of spiders?
So yeah, we
Oh,
park our
boy.
boat there.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
By those.
Okay.
I don't like that sound. It sounds like we chose.
So
Oh boy.
as you draw closer to the docks, and you are not docking now, you can see that basically y'all are on the eastern docks right now, which are the least crowded,
Yes.
and y'all are also on like this pier that is made of natural rock. Like it was probably just like thrown aside as just like whatever. So I need you to make a group either stealth or survival, whichever you want to do.
Let's do stealth, because I got high stealth.
I have +4 stealth.
I have +3, so yeah.
Let's do that.
Okay, so do group stealth check.
Let's go with yours.
20.
20. Natural?
No.
Okay. And what'd you roll?
14.
Okay, yeah, so y'all succeed. Y'all are pretty inconspicuous. A lot, like the Duergar kind of look at you funny because they've never seen you, but they just think whatever. People like this come through all the time, and then they just go back to
The
the
8-foot lizard man is very inconspicuous.
Yeah, so they see this shit all the time. Whatever. So, a lot of the docks actually seem very busy. The one that y'all are on isn't very. But there's a lot of people moving around and loading things into different ships and unloading them. You look at what they're loading, it seems to be a lot of ore and refining stuff, equipment of different types, maybe gold and stuff like that. So you spot what seems to be a male Duergar merchant at the end of a pier near y'all. And just like he stands out a bit. And as you're looking at him, two what look to be these, masked and hooded dwarf-like, probably Duergar if you were to guess, figures just kind of emerge out of nowhere, like right in front and behind. No, in front and behind. You see this, and in their hands, literally, like, you really don't know, but like white light begins to emerge out of their hands in the shape of what seems to be some kind of ghostly dagger, and they begin to just stab the fuck out of him. Like they're trying to assassinate. They're trying to assassinate him. Do you guys do anything?
We look the other way. I look the other way. I mean, I don't know if we can go talk to these dudes and like maybe.
I kind of just hide and watch.
Okay. So you guys begin to watch, and the assassins do, in fact, kill him, and then they fade back into invisibility, and they go away. The guy falls down, and some guards begin to approach the body, and they look at y'all as y'all are watching, and they begin to walk towards y'all.
I walk towards them.
Yeah, we walk,
okay.
We walk directly towards them.
So...
Are these drow guards? Or...
Duergar.
Okay.
I'm here to file a complaint.
Okay, so they begin to start speaking Undercommon at y'all. They're like, and they're all pointing at the corpse, and they're like, what happened, basically.
Light, dagger.
And they kind of like cock their head at that, like, what?
Shady, hood.
Okay, they look at each other for a sec, and then one of them takes out some manacles and begins to arrest y'all. What do y'all do?
I want to run.
Run?
Yes.
Okay, before they get the chance.
Just run into the street.
What about you? Following his
I
lead?
run.
Okay. So I need you both to make... go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw.
Damn it.
Oh, yeah!
Oh, no.
I rolled a 11.
Okay. So you bring your hand up to run, and he just clinks it right into the manacle and locks it in on Ephraim's arm. You just saw this before you left, so do you want to keep moving, or do you want to
keep going? I scream, keep going.
I keep going.
Okay, so you run into the past the docks into this large crowded district. So Ephraim, I'll let you make a reaction to rip away, basically, if you roll high enough. So go ahead.
I don't think whatever I could add to an 8 will do anything.
That's an 11. I rolled an 11.
That's different though, because he's holding on to him. Let me roll a roll.
How many are there? How many are there?
There's like 5 or 6, and these guys. Now that you're looking at them, are like you can tell that there's some kind of guard. There's some kind of special guard. Like they are head to toe, black stone clad armor, helmets, everything. They look badass.
Do they speak Draconic?
They do not speak Draconic.
Damn it!
Ooh.
I speak Draconic.
So do I.
What'd you roll?
I rolled an 11.
Okay.
I don't know what to add to that.
So he rolled an 8. So as he clinks it into your arm, you punch his forearm and he lets go. He is released. Let's go, and y'all begin to run into the district. That's right behind the docks. And you're just looking really impulsively around, and it's a bunch of different creatures. There's Duergar, there's orcs, there's gnomes,
They're goblins.
halflings, goblins. There's tons of.
Oh, let's go run towards the goblins because I speak whatever goblins speak.
Alright, we run to the goblins.
Okay, so you guys run up to a band of what look to be 3 goblins and a bugbear, and you get. What do you say to them?
Help! We need protection.
And they kind of look at y'all, and they see you, and they like know that like you're dangerous.
I'll work for
your
money.
kind.
Tell them I'll work for money.
I used to run weapons here. Can you help a brother out?
What is your name?
My name is Ephraim DeRolli.
They look at each other for a second. Come here. And then you guys all whisk away with these goblins. You can see that the stone guard are running behind, blowing this whistle, and all the Duergar are looking up, and they're all arming themselves. But you guys are sort of blended in with these goblinoids and kind of shuffled into this what looks to be tavern. As you guys move through streets, you get shuffled into this tavern. Trying to figure out which one it is. This is awkward. Editing. Okay, so you can tell that this is the non-Duergar tavern.
Okay.
You guys actually you enter a building, and does anyone speak Dwarvish?
No.
Okay, so you see a sign.
I
You see a sign that's in Dwarvish, and you can't read it. You recognize it as Dwarvish though, and you guys move down. You enter the building, but as soon as you enter, you guys begin to move down sets of stairs up into an underground section where there's people drinking and eating and all that.
How many of them are there?
We need some food.
There's a lot, like upwards of like 20, 30. You can't count.
No, how many in that group that brought us down here?
3 goblins, 1 bugbear.
I want to buy the 4 of them a drink.
Okay.
For saving us, and then
let's buy us some
and then I'd like to buy some food.
You buy me some food.
Yep.
I have
So you walk up to the innkeeper, who is a orcish woman, and she says, "Drink in common."
Come. Yes.
Drinks on the table, and we'll have some food.
We'll have
Okay.
lots of food.
Okay, so y'all are sitting at a table with these 3 goblins and this bugbear, and she brings out 3, or she brings out ale for everybody, and starts to bring out mutton for everybody, and you guys just begin to eat ravenously. So one of the goblins, who is the sort of smaller, I guess like peckish type, I guess. He looks at you and says, "So what happened? What are y'all in for?"
My partners ended up turning me in.
Really?
Yeah, they were mad that I went out on my own. And
Interesting. Me and Yuck Yuck here, we don't know a lot about the Underdark. We've always lived in the Silken Paths, but your name is revered among goblin kind as one of the strongest outsiders to enter our culture, in a way.
What have they said? Has my name been feared, or has it just been spread?
Renowned, more is to say.
Okay.
You've been funding the goblins.
More is to say. And the one that you assume is Yuck Yuck, that's a bit taller, looks a bit dumb, is you are Ephraim DeRolli?
Yes.
Wow, that's really incredible. That's really cool, man. I can't believe it. That's so wow. And he's just so taken aback. He's like, fuck, dude. So,
Are you into any smuggling?
well, we're actually treasure hunters.
Ooh. That's exciting.
We actually roam the Silken Paths. We normally stay there all this time. However, we needed to come. We come into Gracklstugh occasionally to sell our wares, and such. We usually use these escorts. The Goblin and the Bugbear look to be mercenaries, and we usually use them to guide our way.
So wait, it's 3 goblins, a bugbear.
Yes. So
one of the goblins is a mercenary. The bugbear is a mercenary, and then the other 2 are the treasure hunters. Okay.
Yeah.
And Yuck Yuck's one of the treasure hunters, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Yeah. So, what are you doing here in Gracklstugh?
Let's just say we're running away from home.
I see. I know greatly of that kind of concern.
Yes.
Me and Yuck Yuck here, we've never had a home. We've always just been drifters our whole lives.
What's this one's name?
It's Yuck Yuck and what?
Do you ask him?
Yeah.
He says, I'm Spiderbait.
Spiderbait?
Spiderbait.
Okay.
He says, I'll make a deal with you right now. You take us on your adventures, and we'll cut you in on all the profits of our treasure hunting.
Oh, will the mercenaries be joining us?
No, we have no use for them. They were just guides. They only work to guide people to Gracklstugh.
They're guys. Can we talk?
Can
we talk to the mercenaries?
Yeah, so go ahead.
Do
So
they speak Common?
no, they only speak Goblinoid.
Okay.
It's you. It's you.
So how long
the
are you
bugbear
here?
looks. He says, "We move in out. You know how.
Okay.
You need travel.
We will.
Where?
Blingdenstone, right?
Where is that? We only know Gracklstugh and Silken Paths.
Oh. Take us to
Okay, well before, do you know anybody who's good at buying iron?
Buying iron?
Yeah, in Gracklstugh.
We can't go back.
Yeah, we can.
No. But Spiderbait looks at you at this, and he says, are you miners?
No, but we just came across a lot of iron.
Well, good luck selling any of that to the Duergar here. They're very particular about where they get their ore from. And there's a big clan system, hierarchy, especially if you are Duergar yourself. That seems to be how it goes with a lot of these Duergar, though. A lot of it's very clan and honor based, and us goblins can't really get mixed up in it.
Can we sell it to the degenerates?
I don't know.
The waitress comes over and refills all ale and gives you more food and stuff.
Okay, can I talk to her in common?
Yeah, go ahead.
What do you know about these murders going down with the shiny dagger, hooded figures using glowing daggers?
Make either persuasion or investigation.
Persuasion, -1. Investigation, -2. 6.
6. So you ask and she, no, nothing. You just eat and pay me. And then she walks away.
What if I pay you a lot more?
She kind of cocks her head for a bit. She says, I might remember some things if there was some gold in my hand. And she
how about 1,000 silver pieces?
And
I give her my 3 gold pieces.
Okay, so she takes it and she remembers. Yes, there seem to be a lot of murders such as that have been happening around this place. I don't really know what they're called. They're rumored to be what are called soul blades.
Soul blades.
And the soul blades all seem to originate from some kind of clan. Not really a clan though. It seems to be normally the Duergar here are big into clans and order and law, and they're all assigned to their own clans, and it's based on family. However, these these killers seem that they aren't a part of a clan. They must be outcasts of some kind, if I were to guess, and really been venturing into it. I might remember their name if I had some kind of payment, probably about 100 gold pieces or so. I might remember their name.
if I give you this bottle of premium demonic blood? It on its own is worth at least 1,000 gold pieces.
I need you to make a persuasion check for that.
1.
No, actually,
Oh.
sorry, I misspoke. Are you trying to sell it to her, or are you trying to make it seem like it's worthwhile?
I am trying to give this bottle to her.
In exchange for information.
Okay, make a deception check.
Deception check.
You're good at that. No, you're not.
14.
Yeah, so she grabs it and she looks at it and she's like, I've never seen something like this come through these halls. Wow. And so she puts it in like the back of her smock and she says, empty scabbard killers. That's what they're called. They seem to roam the streets, and their blades, I've heard, are some kind of gift that they've trained. That's all I know though, really. I might know more things because I'm, the tavern keeper of Grolborn Lair, but...
Would you know how we would make contact with these people?
Contact? No, not at all. Sorry. They don't seem like the kind of crowd that I want to be mixed up in, or you want to be mixed up in.
Okay.
She walks away. So, Spiderbait looks at y'all. He says, so do we have a deal? Are we gonna work together?
I let him know. Can you give us a sec?
Sure.
And then,
You're talking Draconic.
yes, we talking Draconic.
Draconic here.
Okay, go ahead.
I think it'd be good to get us some extra gold. I'm always down for some extra gold.
Did you hear the jest with the
Yes,
tavern
I
keeper?
heard the...
Okay. I think short term, yes, we need to make ourselves a little bit of a name, and we need to be like kind of known to the low lives
here.
Yeah, that's true. But you seem pretty popular
Among
with the
goblins.
goblins.
That's true. I'm not very popular with the...
Yeah.
Even though I have sold weapons, sold lots of weapons to the Deer Guard.
What I'm thinking.
Have I not?
You sell weapons to everyone.
Well,
yeah.
I sold weapons to everyone. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
You're
I
known
have-
as a weapons dealer, but
So-
also general badass among the goblin kind.
So wait, okay. So do you think, because I don't remember and I didn't develop this part, is there a group of Duergar that actually do like doing business with me?
Specifically?
Yes.
No, you don't. When you know that when you get mixed too much into the clan like hierarchy and you're not a Duergar, that it's only going to lead to bad things for you. And to be honest, it's easier just to sell to the merchants in Dark Lake District.
I think that the only way for us to like become more accustomed to these empty scabbard killers is to just kind of become a little bit more known among the populace.
You want to join these cutthroat murderers?
100%.
Oh,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay. Sure, why not?
Invisible cutthroat murderers with
So,
those
hey,
weapons
let's-
mixed with these
let's
treasure
work
hunters.
with the goblins
So can
for
you
now.
make an
Let's work
Arcana check for that? Since you just said that,
Wait, what?
you said these invisible cutthroat killers. Can you make an Arcana check? You can do history if you want as well.
Oh, it's the same thing. So 11. I don't know what it does.
Okay. All Duergar can turn invisible at any time,
Fuck.
at all times, and a lot of them will just stay invisible. And you put that together after seeing the stuff with the boat and the stuff that you just saw on the pier,
It all makes sense now.
and you realize why there isn't a lot of crime in Gracklstugh. It's because a lot of the guards just stay invisible at all times, and it covers their armor. It's an innate ability they all have
Might
as
be
a
an inside
Duergar.
job.
I now know what I'm gonna be next time.
You can't play a Duergar.
Fuck.
But yeah, so the whole city of Gracklstugh is run basically on this Big Brother-esque system where you never know if someone's watching you, so nobody commits crime. And also, Duergar culture as well. It's very law-based, and they want to stick to a system, so crime is considered very, very dishonorable, and you usually would be kicked out of your clan if that would be the case. Which is like being kicked out of your family.
So, yuck.
Yes.
How long have you been here in Gracklstugh? Because it's been a while since I've been here.
We got here about, 5 hours ago.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Can we keep one of the goblin mercenaries with us?
I was
Just
gonna keep the
hire-
bugbear mercenary.
Keep the bugbear.
I want to keep the bugbear. I don't really care about the other goblin.
Okay, so y'all are talking amongst yourselves. Never mind.
Yeah, we're talking draconic.
We want the bugbear. We don't need.
Well, I know, but where? What's our next move? Because they don't know how to get to. They don't know how to get to.
By treasure
Brandon, so-
hunters, I'm getting a feel that they just kind of raid people and call it treasure.
Not really. I'm not getting
Really?
that from the vibe of them.
Okay.
I would like. Can
you
I
want to roll insight to see?
Yes, I want to roll insight.
Okay, roll insight on him.
That was a bad roll. I hit my thing. So 11.
11. Okay. So what you can tell is that they only come to Gracklstugh to sell things. Like this isn't that's all they do really. Whatever the silken paths are, like that's probably where they stay. They look like they have this strange like gear on with like their feet, like they have some kind of like shoes, and they also have these jars like strapped to their waist and you don't know what's in them. They also have like spider marks like on their necks and arms of biting. Like
Okay.
what you could tell, that's all they've spent their lives doing, really. But if they're still doing it, they must make money.
Let's do it.
Okay.
That's all you know. They're not big on grass.
So yuck.
He's contracting Grackle lung. Yeah. Yes, Mr. DeFroley.
Since y'all made it on the last trip to Gracklstugh, have y'all run into any drow guards?
Drow guards. What are those again? Spider bait? And he goes, those are the big elf people. Don't you remember? Yuck, yuck, yuck. And then he goes, oh, right, the
Let's
big
just stop
black
asking
elf.
you good questions.
No, wait.
Spider raid.
Maybe.
Do you know if there are any?
I don't know. When he goes back, he starts drinking his like
Spider
drink.
raid. Do you happen to know if there have been any?
There are a lot of drow patrols that seem to move through the silken paths. They keep one. From what little knowledge I know as a goblin treasure hunter, he does like a little like self-flattering like bow.
Most renowned
From
treasure hunter.
from what I know, there seems to be some kind of disruption in their whole thing, and they're looking for some people. And patrols have moved through the silken paths, and they've recruited spiders there. Magically, of course. I don't know how you would talk to a spider otherwise. And they all like but as I said, you know, it seems to be like they're all moving somewhere, looking for people. That's what I've heard. What I've picked up.
Okay, so
God, the Grackle's lung is killing me.
we've
here.
decided, and if y'all
Yes,
are
what would it
interested,
be?
we would like to go along with y'all.
Oh, fantastic, my friend! And he goes to shake your hand. He goes, your services are done now. And he looks at the bugbear and the goblin mercenary, and then get up and leave.
The bugbear you can stay.
Wait,
They keep walking.
Oh.
Oh shit! All right, can I like shake one of the dudes' hand? I shake you.
Shake yes, yes, and he goes, yeah. What? Okay.
I like twist his arm into like kind of like a dominance kind
This
of
is
like,
Marv. This is Marv.
wow.
He only speaks Draconic
Personal
and
protection.
Common.
We've only heard rumors of what your kind have, only from the Surface Brothers.
I take
Wow.
a piece out of the Duragar out from between my teeth. Can I throw it on his forehead?
And he goes, Spider-Man. Yes, this is good.
Okay, so Spider Bait.
Fantastic. What is it?
What do you have cooking up as your next job?
Well, our plan is to get back to the Silken Paths. However, now that we're working with y'all, we just like to follow what you guys are doing. Since you're I mean, the great Ephraim DeFroley is we would like to help you with whatever you'd like to do.
Well, we just recently split up from our group, and we're kind of trying to get back with them.
Oh, I see. And where might they have gone?
They went to Blingdenstone,
Huh.
if you know where that is.
I've heard of it, but I've never been myself, really.
And then, what?
Only really been in the Silken Paths most of the time.
I usually was in and out All I really know of is Gracklstugh.
No, you've never been in and out of Blingdenstone.
No, I'm saying of like the only place in the Underdark I've been is Gracklstugh and Menzo Baranzan. So
Oh, I see.
do you know how to get to Menzo Baranzan?
No.
Okay.
Not at all. I'm sorry.
Let's go,
I'm sorry, my friend. I wish I could help you very much.
Take us to your. Well, I tell. Shit, this is really. I gotta talk to you to talk to them.
Okay.
Tell them to ask us ask them. Hey, can we just like go chill out on your usual spot for Silk Roads, or take us to where some rumors that you.
Yeah, take us to where y'all were planning on going next in the Silk Road.
I see.
That's an order.
Well,
I didn't say that.
well, if I might be so humble to give a recommendation to my greatness here, my great Ephraim de Vroli. While, yes, the silken paths are very profitable, especially to us treasure hunters. And he looks at Yuck Yuck, and Yuck goes, yeah. He goes, we think that whatever you're going to be doing will be more profitable, especially in Gracklstugh. We've never had the power to go outside of the silken paths, and we think that whatever you're going to do here is going to be what's best.
We don't know what we're gonna do.
Well, then I guess let's just go out in Gracklstugh and find these.
Well, let's wait.
How about this? How about I make you a deal?
So where we
Next
going?
time, whenever we leave with our business in this city, whatever it may be, our business ventures here, we drop by the Silken Paths, we'll show you around, dig up some treasure, that'll be great, but until then, we've never been able to explore Gracklstugh really and make a name for ourselves, and, we'd like to do that.
We need a way to travel through Gracklstugh without being noticed.
Well,
'Cause the guards
how
are
about
on
this? We're exhausted.
Oh yes.
Let us go to an inn.
You are very tired, you're close to an exhaustion level.
And we will. Is there an inn in this restaurant or
That-
this tavern?
It isn't.
Okay,
It is an
okay,
inn, so you can
that's
ask
what I
the
Yeah.
lady for beds and stuff.
Hey. Snap back.
Okay, so she walks back over to you. She doesn't have the demonic blood anymore. She stored it, stashed it away.
Okay. I talked to her. Hey, would you be so kind as to give us a couple of rooms?
Absolutely. It seems to be that there's the. How many of you are there?
4.
4. We have enough rooms. It's about He looks up and down. It's 10 gold pieces a piece per room.
Do you know that demonic blood I gave you earlier? It was
No, I
it
don't
was,
know what you're talking about.
It was almost as if it was a gift from me, from my heart to you.
Mm.
And
And she says,
it was a very personal product.
I appreciate that.
So if we could have like a little bit more of a
Let him have his room.
Roll
I'll pay-
persuasion.
5.
And she goes, yeah, 15 gold pieces per room.
Shit.
I think it's gonna be 8 gold pieces per room. Nat 20
Oh.
persuasion.
And she says, okay, that's fair. Okay, that's fair.
God, I'm just
So-
very good.
As you guys are talking to this orc waitress,
Yes.
there are Duergar still in this tavern, but they're probably like the outcast Duergar, like the ones that are not cool. They have to eat and chill in the shitty tavern.
Yeah.
2 of them were talking at the bar, and one of them just tackles them to the ground. They're punching each other and fighting people. Go!
I look
go.
at you like, can I?
Come on.
And they're punching the shit out of each other, and all of a sudden they just stop. And they get up and they look at each other, and they're like, what just happened? And do you want to talk to anyone? Either of them? Or do you just keep
I want to go to bed.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a long rest.
Well, I would talk to them if I could speak their language, but
Yeah.
I just
Well,
go
they're
upstairs.
they just seemed very confused after the fight. Like, as if they never meant to start the fight.
Can I roll to see if there's like a magic thing? That went down. Arcane.
Yeah, go ahead.
13.
From your limited experience with magic, you don't think it's maybe magic, but if you were to guess,
It's invisibility.
no. If you were to guess, a lot of the stuff that's getting like weird, like whenever Demogorgon came out, y'all turned mad, or whenever those stingray things attacked the Quotoa and things like that. Maybe that's what's happening here. It seems like the same signs. Like maybe it's spreading.
I just kind of like just turn my face to the stairs and just go.
Okay.
Okay, so before I long rest, I would like to use my cordon of arrows
Okay.
to place
Place
it
it in your room.
to room and then start long resting so that I can get it again.
Coolio. It's like a trap. Like as soon as they walk in, the
There's
arrow
literally
fires
like
out.
yeah,
Right?
there's like 4 arrows that kind of I can just set up.
Okay.
What if
So-
I just not going to do it? Wakey, wakey.
So you guys long rest.
Is there anybody who can teach me Undercommon nearby?
In your room? No one's in your room.
Can I go?
Can I teach him Goblin?
into one of?
You can teach him Goblin.
Teach me Goblin.
I mean, how's that? Also,
So
I'll learn one.
you'll
thing
have to
of Goblin.
spend a portion of the night though. Like y'all are probably going late into the. Well, really, I mean you're underground, so it doesn't matter. But you probably spend like an hour or two teaching him the basics
Okay, well, then we can still get like 7 hours.
of goblinish,
Goblinish.
goblinish, and he's got 1/3 goblin speaking, and phrases and stuff like that. So
Awesome. Alright. I now speak 1/3 Goblin and 1/3 Undercommon.
yep,
Okay.
very well versed.
wait, then can you teach me the third you know of Undercommon?
You know, like phrases and
Oh,
things
okay,
like
then
that.
never mind. Okay, so yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
so
we'll rest.
you guys long rest.
Yes.
Go to
Alright.
sleep.
Kill my
Um,
Yeah.
So while
So
you're
I get all of my
hit
like,
points,
from-
hit points and hit die. Yeah,
From
you get all that
necrotic.
back.
Oh,
And the
thank
necrotic.
God.
So you have
Um,
20 now?
Oh yes.
Awesome.
I had
So-
10.
I went from 30. I had 36. Now I have
Good.
41.
Good. All right. So while y'all are sleeping, there's just like a general, like it's easy to go to sleep. Y'all are all exhausted. You've been traveling on boat for like the longest time. Probably been a bit groggy. So it's
It's like
easy
a
to go to
month.
sleep, but y'all's dreams don't seem to let you rest. And there's like a lot of bubbling imagery and blood gurgling and ripping and tearing. It's all you dream about.
Oh, but I love that.
And towards the end of y'all's dreams, you kind of picture like a creature that looks like a normal humanoid that grows a second head out from its neck. And as you dream that, you wake up with a start, both of you at the same time, in your rooms.
I look at you, I'm like, double head. Okay.
So Spiderbait and Yuck Yuck come out of their rooms, and
I'm gonna like set up or like whatever the trap so then like
yeah,
This
yeah.
is
I
like
assumed you did it. So you go,
Oh.
did y'all have that weird? No, never mind.
Yes.
Never mind.
I
Were you-
yell in my one.
You
thing
know
goblin.
what yes means in goblin.
Yes.
He goes, y'all had that dream too?
Yes, we did.
What do you think it means?
It's gotta because we both had it. It's
Yuck
gotta
Yuck
have.
says, it made me nervous. I'm scared. And he starts crying.
I pick up yuck into my arms.
Aw, and
My
he's
loving
like,
arms.
he starts to feel better.
I feel like Yuck Yuck is the goblin equivalent of Patrick Star.
And he starts to suck his thumb. But Spiderbait says, what could Gracklstugh. Spiderbait says, what do you think this dream could mean? Like, I mean, if you got it too, and he points at you, then it must mean something important, right?
It may have something to do with what we had earlier.
The Demogorgon.
Yeah, the Demogorgon.
The what?
The Demogorgon.
You're joking. Okay, and then he thinks you're fooling him, and he starts to walk away.
Why? Do you know something about this?
And he puts his hand on the
Spiderbait.
wall. He says, have you never heard of the Demogorgon?
No.
And then Yuck Yuck, while he's in your arms, just kind of looks at him. He's like, there are tales that Demogorgon, the Lord of Demons, is the strongest among them. If he were to come into the world, armies would crush under his wrath. Blood will boil and the apocalypse will happen. Literally. I mean, not just because it's destined, but because he would make it happen. You're saying to me that you saw Demogorgon and are still standing here today?
He was in the dark.
I don't know how I can believe that, but I guess I mean, you are such a great, renowned person among our culture. I guess it's true.
We tried stopping a ritual and it was too late.
My God.
The Quatella summoned him.
I wonder what this means for the rest of the... We have to do something. I mean, this isn't just about good or evil. This is about survival. About living. We need... It's the morning. Let's just do whatever we're going to do and just keep moving on. Right? What do we say, party?
Silken Interstate, yes.
Okay.
I say that if it's as bad as you make it sound, we're gonna need
Not our
some
problem.
real bad motherfuckers
We're gonna get our guys.
to stop them.
We're gonna get our guys.
So we're gonna have to.
I agree.
We're gonna have to assemble a team.
Good move, good move. Says, well, what should our team name be?
How about the Revengers?
And he says, I don't really like the ring of that one. How about
Chosen.
the Spider-Bait and his cool gang? What do you say?
No.
No? Dang.
We'll work on it
We'll work on it later. We'll work on it later. Yuck Yuck says, let's do the mutton chops. And it's like, no, Spider... Yuck Yuck, that one's terrible. So you guys are going to walk downstairs and...
I hoist Yuck Yuck like over my shoulder.
Sounds good.
Okay.
You guys are going to walk downstairs and inside the tavern's mostly cleared out now, besides the normal drunks laying on the bar and the orcish woman cleaning the mugs and stuff.
Yeah.
And the door swings open and down the stairs come these heavily clad guards.
Go right back
Black
upstairs.
stone.
I just turn around and go back
They
up.
walk in and start talking to the orcish woman, who appears to speak Undercommon. They begin to talk with her, and she casts a glance at y'all.
I head right back
She
up
casts a
the
glance at y'all, and then keeps talking, and yeah, the
15
guards are walking
perception. I
towards
want
you.
to see if there's another exit other than the one they have.
There isn't one. Y'all are underground.
We walk back up. I walk back up the stairs.
So can you guys,
I have Yuck Yuck.
can the group make a deception check, and y'all decide who controls Spider-Bait, who controls Yuck Yuck?
Alright, Yuck Yuck's already on my shoulder.
So, okay.
I'll have
I'll
him.
take Spider.
Make a group deception check, and I'm gonna make
Alright.
an insight check.
13.
16.
So, hilariously enough, they think that y'all aren't the people they're looking for, which is hilarious because you're like a giant lizard man. But
Oh shit.
they see this kind of they see crazy shit. So like all kinds of stuff in the Dark Lake District. They're assigned to the Dark Lake District, so anything that goes in here, like you see like tons of different people. So they just kind of start asking you questions in Undercommon, and you guys like know to say like no.
I just know yes and no. I'm like, yes.
And they begin to walk by and go up the stairs into the rooms. So yeah, y'all, what do y'all do?
Spider-Bait, we need to know.
GTFO.
We need to know how to
Run.
travel without being seen in Gracklstugh.
You can't ask him, can you? He has to ask.
Well, he knows a little
It's
bit.
a complex sentence.
Effort. Tell him that we need
Okay,
to know.
Spider-Bait. We're not very fond
Let's ask
down
the
here.
orc lady.
We're not very fond down here, so we're gonna need to be very low key. If you know what I mean by that.
I see. Well, there's always the tried and true goblin way, and whips out some hoods and gives them to you guys. They put on the hoods.
I put on that case. I tuck my tail between my legs.
You can do that if you want, sure. But yeah, so you're all hooded now. Y'all are considered like the
I kind of like fashion, like
The
kinda,
squeeze.
I put my
squeeze.
I put my tail just kind of like up against my right leg,
Uh-huh.
to where it looks like I'm just like a normal human not human, but like humanoid, just walking without
Sure.
a tail.
You can walk with your tail out. They see lizard folk.
Okay, at least there's lizard folk.
Well, they don't
There's
see
some
us.
survivors.
They don't actually see lizard folk, but they see like lizardotic people, and like they don't care.
You fill me with hope.
Okay. So you guys begin to walk up the stairs and out into the district itself, and in front of you is really the district of Darklake. You guys begin to look around, and a wave of heat slams against you as an acrid smog rises to choke the air out of your lungs. The dark lake spreads out beyond a jumble of buildings and streets, reflecting the lights of countless fires burning across the city within hollowed-out columns and stalagmites.
Hold on.
The
Well, I was gonna say, don't you have a map of Dark Lake or not Dark Lake of
Gracklstugh.
Gracklstugh, and don't I know at least some areas of it?
Yeah, I'll tell you about that in a sec. Though the streets are crowded, you move easily within the surging throng of buyers, merchants, and slaves. You aren't the only outsiders here, as you spy Drow, Zverfneblin, Darrow, Orcs, and other races in the crowds. The shouting of people blends with the sound of distant hammering to create a constant distracting ding in the distance. Alright, so what do y'all want to do?
There's that map.
So there's throngs of people in front of you, so you know that the Blade Bazaar, which is basically the name of the marketplace in Dark Lake District, is pretty much right in front of y'all. Like, like this is the area. It's right as you leave the thing. If you were to move to the east, if you were to move to the east,
Never eat
if you were moved to the east a bit, you would hit over Lake Hold, which is what you think is like the guard barracks there. And keep going, you hit Dark Lake Brewery, which you've never been inside. You assume that they make like alcohol there, but you've never been there. If you were to move west, there's just more, like Blade Bazaar just extends for a long way west throughout the whole Dark Lake District pretty much, amongst different buildings and stuff. And there's also the docks west that y'all came from. And even further west is another tavern called the Shattered Spire, which is a Duergar only tavern that you know of. Last couple things about Dark Lake District and Gracklstugh as a whole. Dark Lake District itself is walled in. You know, like you can see that there, like as you're walking around, that there are walls watched by these guards that you recognize now as stone guards, which are like an elite guard force trained by the king. And
Where's the king?
The king, you don't remember who the king is. You've never looked into.
Where is he though?
Where is he?
Yeah.
You've never been past Dark Lake District.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know Sterling Archer would go straight to the brewery, but this is not that campaign.
Yeah. Also, another thing about Gracklstugh is that the buildings themselves, I might have forgotten to mention it, but they're all very blocky. Like, there are no round edges. It's all mostly obsidian blocks as buildings stacked on top of each other and in different formations, lined up against already pillars of rock and stuff like that. Also, the air is very, like, smog-infused from furnaces and stuff, and you know of a type of disease that people get called grackle lung, which I have right now, which is basically like a coughing thing.
Can we essentially use a hood to put over our mouth as like a way to like...
kind of a filter.
Yep. So that'll help prolong the effects. But I do need both of you to make a Constitution saving throw with advantage since you have the stuff. 20 what?
18.
Okay, so you both resist the effects of grapple lung. Yeah.
Okay, so I would assume I know the merchant area because that's where I always went to go.
Uh-huh, you know it well.
So I want to go to a weapons.
Weapons dealer?
Yes.
Way to have food on us.
I need weapons, food, and then I want to find a place to get backpacks.
Awesome. Okay.
Not horses, but like carriages or something.
A wagon.
We need a horse.
There aren't going to be any horses in here.
Not
But there
horses,
are
but
different types
creatures that can.
There are different types of creatures that are sold here for mounting purposes. They're actually gigantic spiders. They're
Wait,
called,
what?
We could ride spiders.
They're called. You've seen this before. They're specifically called. If you can you roll a Arcana check so I can tell you this.
Nat 20.
Fuck yeah.
So you know everything. So it's a specific breed of spider bred by Duergar called Steeders. So these giant Underdark dwelling, basically tarantulas, are used. Basically, the males are used as big ponies, and they are kind of used to fight people. Like the males are bred to kill, and they bring them alongside. But the females themselves are bred for mounting and are trained to do stuff like that.
Okay.
The Steeders themselves
What are
don't
the males for again?
fighting.
Okay.
The Steeders themselves don't spin webs, but they exude sticky substances on their legs that will let them walk on walls and ceilings without trouble, as well as snare prey with their legs.
So, how much are these?
Very expensive. So each one is going to run you guys about 3,000 gold pieces each. And there's only as you guys move through the marketplace, you do find the Steeder ranch in essence, and they've only got like three female ones ready to sell.
Let's go treasure hunt. Come back. We can't just start stealing shit from every place we go.
Fair point. Okay, well, I would like to first buy some, I say we should...
I'm just gonna assume that you're gonna buy me food too.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I want to get us better
I'm
weapons.
gonna remember this.
Okay, just
I'm
as a
not
note...
gonna-
So another cool thing about the Dark Lake District is that a lot of the stuff is imported from the surface. So there is surface food down here, and you can find it easily.
I would like to go first to a weapon shop.
Yeah, I go with
Weapon
it.
shop?
With
Okay.
Yik Yak on my shoulder.
Yep, so you walk into the weapon shop and you realize that this is the place to be because this is all Duergar craft. It might be a bit more expensive, but it is worth it because Duergar weapons are fucking nice. Like, they are well crafted, ready to slay. If you want a weapon type, they've probably got it. Yeah, they've got it.
Billy Mays here.
Billy
with
Mays.
new war pick.
Okay, so what do they have?
Well, besides the large arrangements of different types of war picks and javelins with different fittings and movings for different things, they also have another section which is the more varied section of every weapon type you can... If you can find a weapon type, it's in there.
Flintlock pistol.
No. Besides that.
What do they have as far as ranged weapons go?
They've got bows, crossbows, hand crossbow. Well, actually, their hand crossbows probably aren't as good as the drow ones, and you can tell that they're different, but they still are hand crossbows and they'll work very well.
Yeah.
Heavy crossbows, in terms of ranged weapons, they have javelins. Javelins with different barbs as well and different types.
How many javelins would I be able to carry at a given time?
You can carry at a max of, I think it's like, does it say in there, Elliot, like ammunition on javelins?
I mean, it's just weight.
Okay.
I'm assuming just
As
many as I
just
can
yeah,
carry.
I'll say you can carry as many as you buy.
Oh, good thing I don't have that.
As long as you buy something to strap them in with, like there's javelins will come with an extra javelin strap.
Do they have another shield?
They do have shields in there.
I don't know about a shield on each hand arm.
So they have lots of different types of shields. Buckler shields, large classic-like shields that many humans use, large, long-standing shield wall shields, round shields that are huge that Spartans would use. There's actually a whole section dedicated
I'm
to
looking
shields.
for.
There's also a whole with the war picks. There's a lot of war axes.
I'm looking for one shield in particular.
Okay, what kind?
It's one where as I have it on my arm, it's kind of just away, but as soon as I do this, it opens.
That's
I've
gonna be tough
only
to
heard
find.
of these, but I didn't know if the Duergar would actually have those.
So, do you want to ask the merchant there?
Yeah.
Okay. You do the gesture,
Yeah.
and he knows what you're talking about.
Okay.
And he just kind of
Doesn't have them.
Yeah.
Would he know of somebody who does have them?
He knows a little bit of common, like a little bit.
Yeah.
Since he is in the merchant district, and he says, very expensive, very difficult to make. Me no have invention.
Okay.
Invention.
Okay.
Me Smith, weapon seller.
Okay. I got it.
But he does appreciate that you ask.
Okay. Can I like barter with him? Can I give him like a scroll of light for something?
So as soon as you do that, he looks at you in like disgust, and he's like,
No. It's okay. I like step in.
I just kind of like I took it out and then I took it out of one
he
pocket
wanted
and
to
put
call,
it right
he
into the
went
other
to
pocket.
call the guards, and then he went back down, and he's
Okay,
and
never mind.
And he kind of like looks at you like
How
stern.
long have you been selling weapons?
He says, my clan. I forget the clan name because there's like 7 different clans. I'm gonna edit. Clan Full Dark has sold weapons generations. I 7th generation weapon seller.
I used to sell weapons myself.
Really?
I don't know if you're familiar with me.
He kind of goes, oh, and he just goes to like, cool.
Which weapons were you looking at?
Well, I should probably get one that you throw because I'm a ranger.
Throw.
Other than possibly. Real quick, do you have any auto reload hand crossbows?
Auto reload. Invention.
We need to go to like a duel.
I sell metal work. It's invention.
So how are your war picks? Wait, you can throw war picks, right?
Not effectively.
Okay, no.
War picks are the big things like this, and you go like this. It's like a warhammer, but like a point.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah. So while y'all are talking to the guard, Spider-Bait is like looking at all these cool like swords,
So you have
and
nice
Yuck Yuck.
trident.
Yuck Yuck has this like bow and arrow that he's got. Like, whoa. You put it back.
I take it from him and put it back. As he started to draw back the bow.
He looks sad.
It's like, it's okay, not now. It's okay.
Okay.
Do you do trade-ins? Not barter, but like...
What is trade in?
Okay, never mind.
You almost called the cards on me for taking out a piece of paper. I would like 2 spears.
2 spear?
Yes.
Look up price on my chart.
2 gold pieces.
2 gold piece.
Yes.
Yes.
Alright, can I take
So
2
you
spears?
do that?
Yeah, just 2,
Alright.
like, just on my back.
Thank you. And he puts it back.
How about... Do you have any good longbows?
Long bow. Yes, long bow. And he looks in. It's kind of in the back. He comes out with a longbow that looks to be of Drowcraft, in fact, that he just seemed to have acquired. And he says, "You look at chart for buy."
What are the specs on it? Is there anything special, or?
You don't know until you have it. Actually, nah, fuck that. It's a +1 Drowcraft longbow. Finely crafted.
Okay.
Oh, also, were those spears but did you mean to buy javelins or actual spears?
Actual spears.
Then they're +1 to a Darkcraft.
Fuck yeah.
What price are you thinking?
My price is list on chart.
How about I do 25 gold pieces and 500 copper pieces?
Is that chart price?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Let me see this.
Was a chart price, wasn't it? But he doesn't know difference. He doesn't pay attention to it because people don't lie or cheat in Gracklstugh.
Neither do we.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Do you have any other stuff besides weapons? Do you have any like backpacks or?
Do you know of a place?
Or yes. if
You
don't
need go to clan. And he thinks for a sec, as the DM looks for where that clan would be. And he says, "You go to Clan Parlinsirk. Parlinsirk. Clan Parlinsirk work with clothing, yes?
Yes.
Yes. I, Clan Thuldark. You go to Clan Parlinsirk.
Yeah.
Clan Polinsirk.
Parlinsirk.
Okay,
Polinsirk.
let's do that.
Good business doing with you.
As with you.
See.
See.
That's a thing they say.
Alright, can I see this for a second?
Okay.
That moment
so,
when you confuse Russia with Spanish.
So wait, did spider bait or yucca?
Did you let them buy the weapons?
What weapons do they have on them right now?
So they both have like little daggers,
Alright,
like little whatever daggers.
if they're gonna be with us, they need to be as well armed as us, because then they'll just be a liability.
That's true. Spider bait and yuck.
Yeah.
How much money do y'all? How many gold pieces do y'all have on you?
Jeez, we've got about. We got this little jewel here that we got on our last run, which is like this blue little gem, like sapphire. And we found a little box that's got it's got like 100 silver pieces and like 200 gold pieces inside the little box.
Bruh. How about?
Hey, you know what? We're in the same party. I'll let you handle these, and you just get whatever you think I should use. Sound good?
Okay.
He's kind of fanboying over you, in case you can't
okay,
tell.
so wait. So I would assume yuck is bigger, just because he sounds like a meathead.
Yuck is a bit taller for goblins.
Okay, so what are goblins good with? Maybe, what do you think?
Well, they actually picked their own weapons, and he put them back.
Oh, he took a short bow. Yuck was drawing back
Yuck
the short
was
bow
drawing
and
a
shot.
short bow. Yuck wants a short bow, and Spider Bait wanted a short sword.
Let's get them both a short bow and a short sword.
Okay. The short bow is not of Drowcraft, though. It's Duergar made. And their bows aren't as good as their metalwork, so it's not going to be a +1.
Oh, well, that's fine. It's just a regular bow.
Yeah, it's just a regular bow.
Okay, so that's...
Buy some, and he'll just have some arrows. I don't feel like he would track it.
Here's 50 gold pieces.
And so,
We'll take
2 short bows.
We'll take 2 short bows and 2 short swords.
Yes, okay. And he puts them back, and here you go. Thank you, tell your friends.
And then I...
Please come again.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Subtract 50. Or here.
You have all the gold.
Yeah,
You guys walk out?
Yeah, I'm just writing down yuck.
I need that. You said how much silver pieces they had?
300?
I said
300 and 200.
100.
I said 100, 200.
Yeah.
100 silver pieces, 200 gold. In that little box they had. Yeah. So, as you guys walk out of this little bazaar that you were in, just that little tent, you're still in the Blade Bazaar itself. You begin to hear this, like, yeah, hood on, of course. You begin to hear this, like, boom, 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 boom. It's running faster and faster. The ground is beginning to shake physically from this actual, shaking of this, whatever this is. And you look, and there's this gigantic creature, humanoid in nature, blasts through the Dark Lake District wall, and the guards all fly apart, and they're yelling different things in Undercommon, and things are being chaotic, and it runs through the crowd, and it's, its head's going like this, and you look, and it has 2 heads. It's got one head on its body, and it looks like another one has sprouted out from its neck and its shoulder.
Like the dream we had.
And
I rolled a 16 on Arcana.
Okay, so you know that this is a stone giant. It's very common to know that it's a stone giant.
Okay.
Yeah. And stone giants are actually not uncommonly seen in the Underdark, so this is a normal thing. If you want to roll history as well, you can do that. For just go ahead. Whoever wants to roll history, go ahead.
You want me to, or do you have negative?
-2.
So 13.
13. You know that the Duergar have ties with the stone giants for some reason. You don't know why. That's all you know.
But this one's attacking.
But this one just blasted through the gate and is just, attacking the guards. Are you guys going to interfere?
We could run through the gate. I mean, our only chance of getting out would be to get past guard checkpoints, because the entire place is walled in.
Okay, yeah, fair point. Let's make a run for it.
Oh, I forgot to read that text. You want me to read it?
Yes, please. Please.
The rhythmic hammering of the city's forges is drowned for a second by a thundering roar and the sound of crumbling rock. Duergar and visitors alike turn to look as a two-headed, gray-skinned giant bursts through a gate, howling madly and lashing out left and right, littering the plaza with rock and stone debris. As he bellows, one of his swings connects with the Duergar soldier, whose broken body flies through the air and crashes near you with a sickening crunch. Alright. Can I also get someone to roll insight?
Sure.
I have 0 insight.
Six.
Okay. So the
See,
giant is unarmed, but you can't tell its motive. Whatever it's doing, you don't know.
How much
it's
chaos?
a foreign creature.
Well, here, let's see how much chaos is going on around us. So that's an 18 investigation, but a 16 perception. Which one? To like tell how panicked everyone is.
Very panicked. You can tell without rolling. Like people are running around, people are getting
how
injured.
How close are we to the ranch?
The ranch?
Yes.
Y'all walked away from that, but
If we can
you
run back.
can run back, but it's a bit farther away from the chaos, and people are still like holding. You're not. If you're trying to steal something from there during the confusion, you won't succeed. I'll just tell you now.
Okay, then never mind.
Shit.
Let's
go. This is our only chance to get out.
Yeah, we're gonna still stick with it.
Okay, so y'all are trying to run away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we're gonna strategically wait for the snow giant to get far away enough from where the exit place is. Maybe we can like go like alongside the wall and just kind of creep over.
Okay. So where are y'all trying to move to?
That hole that
That
he
hole that
in
he
the
just
wall?
bust through.
Ooh. Okay. So as you guys sort of try to move throughout the crowd, I need you to make a group stealth check.
Alright, group. Not 20.
15.
Okay. Yeah, you guys succeed. So you guys are moving through with hoods up, and what you look back, Spider-Man and Yuck Yuck are like visibly worried, and they're glad that they're following you because they don't really know what they're doing. They don't know what to do in the situation. Absolutely.
It's lucky that we have no emotion to keep him calm.
Yeah. You guys, as you approach the hole in the wall, the Duergar are like literally like putting it back together and armed and watching. Like you're not gonna be able to sneak past them. You could fight them if you want. You could.
We were framed for something, and now then we'll just give them a legitimate reason.
Can I have or in fact, Spider-Bait pulls on your shirt.
What's up?
And he says, and like things are blasting and yelling. I heard that the Duergar value combat prowess very highly. You said you were in some kind of trouble? Well, maybe this will get you out of it.
I turn towards the stone giant. I'm like, let's do it.
Wait, actually, can I go? Oh wait, I can't speak their language. Spider-Bait, can you speak Undercommon?
Yeah, I think so.
Can you go ask one of the guards right there what's going on?
Okay. He walks over to the guards and he's like, "What's happening? What's going on?" And they're all like talking in their little Undercommon language, and he walks back and he says, "You know, I think that they don't know either. They're just as confused as us."
It's the madness. It's the Demogorgon. Let's do it. We gotta help them out. This will get us like a party.
As you're talking, and the stone giant winds up and crashes through another wave of Duergar people. Even the merchants are getting in on the fighting.
Yeah,
and
let's go.
All right, fantastic.
Okay, just like
another thing of note. As the stone giant reels back, you see what looks like a little Darrow that seems like he sticks out from the crowd. With a strange-looking hat on, just kind of run by through the hole in the wall, and nobody notices.
What is a Darrow?
It's those little dark halfling things. Okay.
It's definitely not Bupito.
Okay.
I'm just waiting on where top.
Need everybody to roll initiative.
9.
Oh, 6.
Oh, so I roll for Yuck Yuck.
Yeah, roll for Yuck Yuck.
12 for Yuck Yuck.
This is gonna be a big combat, by the way. So if you don't have a lot of time, we'll stop in the middle.
Well, I've got like 45 minutes. I don't know if you think 45 minutes.
We'll see. Okay, so what'd you get?
For me, I got a 9. For Yuck, I got a 12.
Okay, what'd you get?
I got a 6 and Spider-Mate got a 5.
Awesome. Okay, so can somebody... I'm going to use this. And
Oh, no, my coffee.
that is the stone giant right
Jesus Christ.
there.
Alright, are we fighting in like a district with like buildings everywhere?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's more of tents, but yeah.
Tents?
Yeah, let me get some pieces out real quick.
Tents hold up a body weight.
Oh, wait. Okay, no. Put it all back on, but it's just no legs. It's just this.
Okay.
Okay.
This is
So.
Spider-Mate.
This is good.
The stone giant is going to act first. So the stone giant is going to make 2 unarmed strikes on the the regular Duergar surrounding it.
So those are regular Duergar guards.
So there are 2, I think, just straight up Duergar. Oh yeah, two Duergar guards, regular guards, not stone guards, and 2 what look to be these strange guards that you've never seen before. Okay. Oh yeah, he hit one. And oh yeah, he definitely hit the other. So I'm gonna roll this one, okay, and this. Okay. So he winds back and just crushes one of them. Like he turns to just paste. That one in front of him right there.
This one?
Yeah.
Bye.
Just completely destroys him. Its metal's crushed. It's really disgusting. The other one, he hits and knocks him a good.
Which one?
That one over there. Fine, that's good. Good something feet and deals a ton of damage to him. Let's see. He's dead, and then okay. All right. So next up
This is not healthy.
is Yuck Yuck, and yeah, you can control Yuck Yuck. What does Yuck Yuck want to
How
do?
far away are we, by the way?
That far away.
Okay.
Yuck Yuck draws his short bow, inspired by the great Ephraim that is at his party. Turns that short bow pitch half, like sideways.
Okay, what's the effective range of a short bow?
Short bow. 80 feet.
Oh, that's good.
Effective?
The first number is effective, right?
Yeah.
80.
80 / whatever the next one.
320.
Awesome. All right, yeah, perfect.
Nice.
So he fires the short bow at the giant.
Oh.
He rolls.
Ooh. Longbow is 150 effective.
Alright, 17.
I love longbows.
17?
Yes.
17.
I know love. I'm the
We'll
sniper.
hit as soon as I tell you if it does.
Here, just put it in the middle.
Let me see the damage.
Just put it in the middle.
As soon as I find the stone giant block, I will let you know. Yeah.
Okay.
So how much damage?
Let me roll. I need a d6. He did 4 damage.
4 damage. Ooh,
Yeah.
shit.
Oh.
Yeah, so the arrow whips through the air and sticks right into him. Didn't even notice. Alright, next up is Yuck Yuck and then Chew It.
Oh, hey. Okay, so I'm gonna regret this. I run up to the stone giant.
Okay.
And I'm assuming, is he made of stone?
No. So would you like to, I guess, perceive him?
Yeah.
So you're just looking, and looks to be a normal looking guy, besides the next head that just exploded out of the side of his neck.
Yeah.
But it's really just a gray-skinned giant man.
Okay.
If you want to know more about giant lore, like stone giant lore, you're gonna have to roll Arcana. But I mean, yeah, he's just a big gray-skinned dude with 2 heads.
Okay. I run up to him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Times 5 is 25.
6.
30.
That's as far as I can go.
Okay.
I take out one of my spears,
Mhm.
hum it at his second head.
Okay. So go ahead and roll to hit. +1 because it's a +1 spear.
This one spear.
What?
Oh, what did you roll?
It's the 20.
Oh, a natural?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, and roll for damage.
Okay, 1 spear.
Which head are you throwing at?
Hey, the weaker one. The
Okay,
second
the
one.
gimp one?
The gimp.
Gotcha.
Okay, so that was, so that's 6. No, that's 8 is the first one.
8 is the first spear that you threw.
Well, that was just the first roll for damage. I forgot what d20s. I forgot nat 20s do.
It doubles. So
It doubles?
16.
So yeah, 16.
Okay, so
Shit, I wasn't raged. Fuck.
let me do that real quick. Try to do math in my head, and I can't because I suck at math. Okay, so you wind back, throw the spear, sticks right through the gimp head's mouth and out through the cheek. You hear it like roar in pain, and he rides back after that hit. Good move.
Aim for the gimp. Aim for the gimp.
Next up,
this is the gimp head. Look at the other head.
Next up is Ephraim.
So hey, I know this may not do much, but is my I just have my mace on my back and it's lit at all times.
Okay.
What?
I've just never thought it was lit at all times, because then if it was on your back, wouldn't it be burning you?
Oh well, then okay.
Like I assume when you equip it, you immediately light it.
Okay, fair point. Never mind.
Uh,
Then yeah, I just whip out my longbow and just fire it.
away. All right. Good,
I want to fire
good
at the
shit.
gimp head though.
Okay, thank you for specifying. So roll damage.
take care of one.
Or roll to hit. Roll to hit. Sorry, my bad.
So that's
good. Add your.
that's 15.
Yeah.
Does that hit?
15 does not hit. You fire the arrow and it just hits through the gap in the.
Wait, does he add his dex to that too?
Did you add your dex?
No, he didn't.
Add whatever you're supposed to add.
Your dex, yeah. So it would be a 16 though.
Still didn't hit. Sails right through the gap in the heads. Next up.
17 hit last time. So.
Next up is Spiderbait's up next.
I think Spider-Man's gonna wanna. He's gonna wanna follow him, but he wants to whip out a short sword, and he wants to just follow behind.
Behind you.
Not
Into
me.
battle.
I'm here, but he wants to follow Marv.
Okay.
So how far is his distance?
30 feet.
30 feet.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And he's gonna be behind you, but still.
Behind me, but still feeling like he's doing something.
Yes.
Yes. He's helping. You are helping.
He has a short bow. If he still wants to fire.
Okay. Next up are the two Duergar guards that you've actually never seen before, and they're wearing this strange like armor that's like imbued with fire on the helmet, and so they whip out some kind of strange weapon. And they go like this, and as they go like this, it extends upward into a lance, and the lance actually sets itself on fire. And so both of them make attacks on the giant upward with these lances.
I want one for each one.
That would be. So they both are trying to stab this giant with their lances, but they keep missing because it's just like moving so sporadically. They just keep missing, and the last regular Duergar that just got knocked away, he's gonna get up and run back towards the giant. Yeah, move it to him. Actually, no, he got up, so move him back. Sorry. No. Well, move him. That first movement you did, yes, right there. That's good. Oh boy. All right, that was the first round. Second round, Stone Giant's up next. So the stone giant grips its hands onto the ground and rips out a chunk of the pavement and rock out of the ground, and it's going to heave it and throw it at Ephraim. So I'm going to roll...
Does he have to do like a dex though?
Not yet, hold on. It's a roll to hit, and I fucking suck. So it's 13 hit?
No.
Okay. Yeah, no, it throws its rock and it sails overhead, smashes into the walls and buildings behind you. Behind you. Yep, and after that, I mean, that was his attack. Well, yeah, okay. That was his move. Next up is, Yuck Yuck.
Oh! Yuck Yuck. And
Fire again.
Yuck Yuck is just so, like, roid rage right now.
Yeah.
He's like, did you see what I just do it again? Fires
Yeah.
again. Alright, 17.
17 hits.
Nice. Okay. Roll for damage. 6.
6 damage.
Is he proficient in short bows, or did he just want it?
He just wanted that.
Alright,
He's
so
not
it's just
proficient in
6.
anything.
They're treasure hunters. They're not.
Investigation, maybe.
They are proficient in some things like acrobatics and.
Yeah, acrobatics and investigation. I would hope they're good at.
I don't
He
think
aimed
they're
at
good at
the
investigation.
gift
I'll have to look at it.
And
later.
history.
When it comes up, I'll look later. But yeah,
He
fires
shot
another
that
arrow.
at the gimp head.
Yeah, gimp head right into the gimp head's forehead. All right, next up is spiderbait. Or wait,
Ephraim's first.
sorry. Yeah, no, Achuk is on next. I was looking at the wrong ones.
Alright, so I run to the feet of this stone giant.
Mm-hmm.
I become enraged, and roid rage, and I use my Path of the Storm. I remember me being shooting cannons whilst on the seas, and I decided to become a cannon. And any 10-foot radius, it's just fire. Everything's fire.
Fire explodes around you.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm right next to it, so it takes fire damage.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so how much damage?
It's just 2 guaranteed damage
2 at all times.
at all times. Like if it's within my radius, yes.
Okay.
Okay, and then I take out my other spear and just it's gonna jab it between the legs.
Oh boy. Okay, you're trying to de-man him.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Then there's 2.
Okay. Sure.
Okay. 18.
18 hits.
18 hits.
Roll
Awesome.
damage.
7 plus 13.
13 damage.
15.
15
plus
damage.
the thing.
Okay.
Question. Out of curiosity, can I shoot things other than arrows with a longbow?
You can try. All right. Be 185.
I was gonna shoot a sword.
Shoot. Just throw the sword. Or throw
Okay.
it like a javelin.
Hold on a second. Okay. So you begin to stab into the stone giant's area, and obviously you're hitting, and
And
he
it's on fire.
winces. Yes, and he winces down in pain and falls to his knees over you. Falls to his knees. You're now behind him.
Gonna crawl
So,
inside.
Go ahead and move him over. Or actually, hold on, let me do it.
You don't want to spill my coffee.
True. So he fell to his knees, which is a bit this way,
Yeah.
and you're now behind him. Okay.
Cool.
And now Spider-Bait is looking directly at him. The stone giant that's on his knees. Okay. Next up, is that your turn?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Next up is Ephraim.
I'm just gonna kind of run to the side.
To the side.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and then fire my longbow again.
Okay. Longbow's got a huge range, doesn't it?
150 effective feet.
Mm-hmm.
17.
17 does hit.
I'm going for the gimp head, of
Okay.
course.
Gimp head, of course. I don't know why you wouldn't.
Okay.
That's very well. Well, if you take care of the gimp head, so this one head's just gonna be low. If you take care of this head, then the gimp head just can't control the rest of the body.
7 damage.
7 damage. Okay. Awesome. Yep. Wind up the
And then
shot. let it
Wait, is movement a bonus action?
Movement is its own action. So you already moved. Did you move your full feet?
Yeah.
Then you can't move anymore.
Okay,
unless
well, I
you
was
were-
just saying I want to use my bonus action to, like, reload and get rid
Yeah,
of it.
that's good.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, next up is Spider-Bait.
Spider-Bait.
Spider-Bait is gonna, after seeing it effectively working,
Try to decapitate the gimp head.
after seeing it effectively work to go and stab in that area, Spider-Bait's gonna go run up with his short sword and try and hit it.
Absolutely.
He got an 11.
Did not
Did not hit.
He's too small. He keeps swinging, but he can't hit him. Can't hit him.
After realizing he can't hit him, let's say he uses the rest of his movement to run away.
Sure.
So here he's 15, 20, 25, 30. He ran towards me.
Tactical retreat.
Of course.
That was fucking funny.
Okay. Alright, so these two flame-imbued Duergar, move them close enough to the giant, like, so that they're not going to hit you
But they're flame imbued, right? So aren't they resistant to my flames?
Do you count them as friends?
Want me to help him?
Do you count them as friends?
I
Tell me.
Not really.
You don't?
Well, yes. Then yes.
You
they're
do.
Friends. They are friends.
You do?
Friends are.
Or
friends.
you don't?
Yes. Just say yes.
Duergar are friends, not food.
Okay, they're friends. So they move in. And they're gonna cast, so their spears, they're large lances that they're stabbing the Duergar with. Mm-hmm. The top of it caps off, and some kind of almost like canister comes out, and this immediate 15-foot cone of fire explodes upward as they aim it upward towards the giant as they're just burning the shit out of him. And
fire doesn't work for stone giants.
And it fails both saves, so it's going to take a bunch of fucking fire damage. So let's see. 4, 7. What's 6 plus 7? 13. 16. And then 16. 21. Took 21 fire damage as they're just scalding the shit out of his face.
Yeah.
Oh yeah!
Oh.
Oh yeah! 65. Okay. And that was a great turn for the Duergar fire guards. And then the last one is gonna run back in 30 feet. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Can it hit or no?
Well, I assume it can.
Whatever the cup is on, that's the space.
Yeah.
So it definitely hit.
Well, because I assume if they have those lances?
It can hit.
No,
that one doesn't have a lance.
Okay.
That one's just a normal merchant or whatever.
Oh,
okay. Alright. It's going to make an attack with a war pick. And it hits. And it's going to deal
75
damage. It might have been the wrong damage, but whatever. 6 damage. Okay. So this stone giant is now visibly fucked up. He's bleeding out of all different places. His face is burned up. His faces are burned up. There's a spear jutting out of his gimp head. He's got arrows in him and stab marks. He's really in a lot of pain. But he's frothing with anger, so he's not stopping. So round 3, the stone giant is going up next, and it's going to make 2 unarmed strikes. One against a Zororn and one against a Chewik. He kind of reaches back and so let's see here.
I want you to hit me.
You shouldn't ask that.
Hit
and
me. I haven't been hurt.
What's your armor class?
Me?
Yeah.
19.
Okay, it rolled a natural 20 on you.
Yes.
So let's see.
Good luck.
I haven't been hurt in 2 fucking sessions. I need pain.
I don't want to hear it.
Okay, you take, hold on. What's 11 plus 6?
17.
So what's 17 doubled?
34.
34. You take, as the hand comes crashing down on top of you, you take 34 points of bludgeoning damage.
Said that.
Okay, subtract that. Make it 29.
It crushes down on you, you're holding up. And then the other strike it had to swipe at the Zororn connects with another 34 of damage, and he crushes that Zororn in his metal plate. Zororn are the weird fire type ones. That's what I'm referring to them as. Crushes that one.
Yes.
It's dead?
Yep, it's dead.
It's dead.
Which one?
That one.
The black one.
It really doesn't matter. I do their turn at the same time. Yuck's up next.
Yuck. Seeing a Chewie just gets smashed in the face. He fires another one at the
Of course. Just keep going, Yuck. No stop.
First, hey, look, it's been succeeding this entire time.
It's true.
And rolled a 14.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, what?
When I was broke. He rolled a 14.
Oh, yeah. So
Yuck,
fires
Yuck
another
machine
arrow,
broke.
misses. Yuck is not the
Yuck
sharpest
machine broke.
shot.
Yuck machine broke.
Achewik's up next.
Alright, well, Achewik, visibly getting fucked. Downs 1 greater health potion as a bonus action. Just 2d8. 4. 5. Alright, well, he gets 5 hit points back. Alright.
Okay.
Seems to be working.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Dude, this will close my my wounds because it's one wound. Alright, and then is the thing still on its knees and shit?
Yeah.
Alright,
It hasn't gotten up.
I climb
climbing?
up, I scale up its back.
Okay. Need you to make. You know, you can just do it.
Okay.
it's in a weak. It's really weak and beaten up. It's not going to resist.
Alright,
so
and I stand in between the two heads.
Okay, you're on there.
Oh, hey.
Go down on the gimp head.
Okay,
The
roll
spear.
to attack.
23.
You hit. Roll damage.
Hey,
Yep.
how good of how good are you at catching?
Enraged. Okay, so alright, there's a 2, there's a 7. I add 6, so that's 13. I add another 2, which is 15. And then it takes fire damage as well because I'm still on fire.
Yes. So,
So
17.
17, yes.
17. Alrighty. So 17 damage.
Would it be hard for me to light an arrow on fire, shoot it, you catch it, and start stabbing it in the
Me
face?
catch an arrow?
So, winding back with the spear, you jam it right into the gimp head, and it's just resisting, and you're holding on with all the fire spewing in from your freaking muscles and rage. The gimp head is like resisting and like making all kinds of foul noises, and then it stops moving. It's dead, hanging there on the side of its body.
No.
All right. Next up is Ephraim.
So,
I can't catch an arrow.
okay, never mind.
Just shoot it at the next head.
The idea was to shoot the flaming arrow to see if it could catch
Oh,
it and start stabbing
actually,
it in the
real
face.
quick.
Yes.
So since the head went like this, limp, your spear is still in it. So do you let go of the spear or do you hold on?
I'll rip it out.
Rip it out? No, you
Yeah.
can't rip it out. You just stabbed it in. You don't have the action to rip it out, or the bonus action to rip it out.
Well, I guess I'll leave it for now.
You leave it, or are you holding on or letting go?
I'll hold on.
Okay, so as you hold on, you're going to be moving and you're hanging from the spear now.
Okay.
Okay, just so you know. You're hanging from the spear off the giant.
Well,
It's pretty savage.
I thought I was standing in between the two heads, though.
You were, but then the head,
I, like,
the
swung?
head
Oh, shit.
fell
Okay,
like
gotcha.
this when you killed it.
Yeah.
And it's hanging there off the side of the body.
Yeah.
18.
18 to hit with the longbow?
Yep.
Alright, you hit.
Let's see, where do I have?
I'm already, like, emitting fire from my, like, just at a 10-foot radius.
So, 5 damage to the
5
regular
damage.
head.
Awesome. So you fire right into the regular head, pierces his ear. Ow! That hurt.
I've always wondered why you're pierced.
Yeah, you really just manually pierced his ear there. Arrow sticking out of his ear right now. Next up is Spiderbait.
Spiderbait's gonna pull out his short bow and he's gonna fire it at the head.
With the
Okay.
jewels. The working head, the working one.
Yes. Oh shit. Okay. It's a 19. I'll take it.
Yep, he hits.
And then wait, let's see how much a short bow is.
It's
1d6. Okay.
Over here.
5.
5. Okay. Good shit. Fires the arrow. Bam, right to his
He's
cheek.
gonna use his bonus action
Okay.
to be like, "Hey, Ephraim, did you see that? Did you see I shot him in the face?
Did you see it? Did you see that? Did you see it?
Did you see it?
Are you proud of me?"
Alright, next up is the Duergar Flame Trooper guy, and his lance caps back on. He's going to do another fire lance into the guy. So let's do a roll to attack. Shit.
What is your one? He burns off his Achilles heel.
Yeah, so he goes to stab, but he hits the dead head. Doesn't deal any damage.
It's like, oh shit.
Okay, next up is the Duergar, like little buddy, the whatever guy, and he's gonna war pick the stone giant, rolling for that damage and misses completely. He's out of practice. Next up is what is this, round 4?
Yeah.
This is round 4. Yeah.
All right, stone giant back up. He is gonna try and get back onto his feet, so he gets back up. You need to make
He just used all his action, right?
Constitution saving throw to hold your grip.
Constitution.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did he,
20.
20. I probably should have done strength, but whatever. But
did he just use his whole movement getting up?
It's half movement when
It's
you
half
get up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we changed that. I think that's how it's supposed to go. So,
Okay.
used half movement getting up. He's going to get down, rip another chunk of the ground out from under him, and throw it right at. Is that Yuck Yuck?
Yeah.
He's throwing it at Yuck Yuck.
No.
Oh boy.
Rip Patrick.
He definitely hit Yuck Yuck. So.
How much health does Yuck Yuck have?
Not enough for this.
Oh, no.
Editing. Okay. Oh boy. Goblin strength is -1.
Alright, so 13.
13, he fails. He's gonna be knocked prone, and he just completely ate shit. The boulder just, as it coasted by, knocked him on his ass, and he is unconscious right now.
Alright, so he's not making death saving throws, he's just unconscious.
He's he will make death saving throws. So go ahead, make some death saving throws.
Yeah. Alright, well that's a 2, so he failed 1. That's a 14. So he's stable for this round.
Stable for this round.
Okay.
Okay, good stuff. Good stuff.
Okay.
All right, after that
So it's
bout
my
of
turn now.
joy, yep. No, it's Yuck Yuck's unconscious.
So I'm hanging. Just hanging there.
Mhm.
Just hanging out. Can I try and pull myself up?
Yep. So roll athletics to pull yourself back onto the stage.
Alright, 15.
Or acrobatics.
15.
15.
Yeah.
Yeah, you succeed.
Okay, so would that be... Okay, so I pull myself up. Is there any way I could like try and take the other spear out
Yeah.
of his gimp mouth?
Yeah, you can rip it out.
I rip it out.
Yeah, but that was your bonus action to rip it out. Sound good?
Yeah.
So you're just on the head with
So now
a free spear.
I'm holding onto the spear and now I have a free spear.
Yes.
Okay, so I guess that's the end.
Okay. You haven't made your action yet.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, because I guess that was kind of the...
That was like movement. I was counting that as movement to get back onto the.
Alright, so holding onto the spear of the gimp head, and then with the spear in the other hand, just slam into this dude's eye.
Awesome. All right. Oh, Jesus. So roll to hit.
Blind him.
17.
17 does
Exactly.
hit.
Shit, yes. Okay. So I'm enraged still. It's a 7 plus 2 is 9. And then
7 plus 2, which is 9.
okay, and then plus 6, which is 15, and then plus another 2, so it was 17.
17 damage. Okay. Good shit. So yeah, you rip the spear out, stab it right into his eyes, bleeding and bleeding. Ah, as he's the stone giant's blood is just spilling out of his eye. You just took one of his eyes. He is really, really fucked up now. Like he's losing the will to fight. He's kind of like swaying while you're on top of him. Looks like he's gonna give up and fall. Next up is Ephraim.
I'm gonna shoot at his other eye.
Okay, go ahead.
I duck.
17.
Yep, you hit.
Yay!
Jesus, you're blinding him.
4.
8 damage.
8 damage. Okay.
Okay.
How would you like to do this?
Oh shit!
Be like, or I'm just gonna like, as I deliver the arrow, I'm just like, guess who's back in Gracklstugh? I let go of the arrow, and it just drives into his eye.
Absolutely. Arrow sails through the air, slams right into his other eye. The other eye fills red with blood. He falls to his knees. Now, is this lethal or non-lethal?
It was lethal. He
Shot him in the eye.
Falls to the ground, head splats on the ground. He's dead. You were fine. It was a
I'm
fine
on top
moment.
of the head, flexing.
Good shit. Both of you get 1,500 experience points.
Fuck.
Ugh.
Awesome. Okay. So everybody's starts to calm down a little bit, but everybody's still wary because the stone
what's the
guards have
next
just
one?
realized that you guys
How do I
are
have more XP than you?
because you probably remember that time that you went and killed those guards with
Oh wait, no, I haven't added mine yet.
Lucilius.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So a lot of bystanders sort of emerge from the cover they were taking behind shops and stuff.
I go and grab one of those lances.
Okay, from the ground.
Yes.
All right, you grab the lance. It's really heavy.
I'm a strong person.
And you don't know how to retract it or anything. So you're just holding a lance right now.
So it's like 5 feet.
Okay.
Wait, can he roll like an Arcana check or whatever, see if he can figure it out? How to collapse it?
You can roll a... What are skills? You can roll a...
Performance?
Obviously.
No, not performance.
History.
Dude, I don't fucking know what you would roll for that.
Roll
An
a-
animal
You
handling.
can study. You
this
can
is a
study
beast.
it and learn how.
So
to
this
use
is a
it.
beast.
So I have to, okay.
Roll animal handling because that weapon is a beast.
Yeah.
Fire lance.
Also, let me split. Let me do this. Is a very confusing number because for this encounter you also get a certain amount of experience points.
Yeah, I want to go ahead and like search the giant.
Okay. You also both get 870 experience points
Jesus.
for cooperating with the guards. Yep.
870.
Yep.
Alright.
Good job. Good job.
Nice.
Okay.
Guards are friends, not food.
So, the group of stone guards begins to approach you guys, and they recognize who you are. They walk up and they begin to speak Undercommon, but you can't really tell what they're saying. All you can tell is that like they're probably thanking you, but they're not like downplaying or upplaying what you did.
Spiderbait
It's just like they're
speaks
super neutral.
Spider
Yeah.
speaks Undercommon.
Well, Spiderbait is currently holding Yuck Yuck in his arms.
Oh no!
Trying to bring him back, which he does successfully.
Oh.
And Yuck Yuck is unconscious but stable.
Okay. Good.
But yeah,
Okay.
the stone guard basically they all grab your arms though, and they're not letting you go, and they want you, they're gonna start walking with you. What do you do?
This it's fine.
I forgot to mention, but like most things are punishable by death.
I know, but they just saw what we did.
That's true.
So I mean, I don't think they'll
I'll
fuck
give
us
in
like
and
that.
go with
Yeah.
it.
So as you begin to walk by, a lot of the doer guard in the city look at you. They go like, towards you guys.
Yes.
As you begin to
Can I
walk.
do that
with-
back?
Yeah. Why not?
I'll do it back too.
You do it back. Okay. I think we're pretty close to time here.
Yeah, I was.
So thanks you guys for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and catch us next time. Bye.
Or anything by saying this, but that was probably the most fun I've had in a session.
Really?
In
So
a
good.
while. Just because we got so much like we actually got shit done instead of having to spend like an hour in one battle that shouldn't take that long.
I know. I was worried that we'd be spending the whole time in.
Like I'm pretty sure it took longer for us to fight those Duergards on the boats than it did to